questions panel, if you could just shoot through where you're from. Shoot through your city, state if you want to, if the city isn't indicative of where you're at. I always like seeing where people are from, so I can kind of hopefully tailor some of that content to specific people in specific cities, that kind of thing. So okay, cool. So we've got Brian is in North Carolina. Let me make this questions panel a little larger on my end. Okay, cool. Atlanta. Thanks, Donna. Robert from Kansas. Cody, fellow Portland guy. We need to connect, man. Actually, I'm not in Portland now. I'm a couple hours south, but I'll be up there this weekend. Miriam asked another question. Awesome. Kevin from Boca. Michael Phoenix, for sure. Good to see you, man. Another Atlanta. Cool. All right, guys. It is 5 o'clock, so I want to respect your time. And I'm going to try to go through things as quick as I can, because kind of in my style, and Jen, my assistant who's on the webinar with us, she totally knows this, and she's going to laugh when I say this, but I tend to pack way too much stuff in. So if I go too fast during things, guys, let me know. I can go over it at the end if we have to. But I was going through while I was putting this presentation together on the 8 keys to getting more leads online. I'm going to fire up the PowerPoint presentation here in a second. But I was going to getting this presentation together, and there was just so much stuff that I didn't want to leave out. I had to leave a bunch out because we've only got about 90 minutes tonight. But heck, that may be a great follow-up web clinic in the next couple weeks if we're not able to get to some of the things. Then we can dive more deeply into some of them. But this is going to be a great call. So let's go ahead and dive in. And like I said, for all the people who didn't hear this earlier, there's still people coming in. Grab a pen and pad, because there's going to be a bunch of stuff. Get a glass of water, because I'm going to be flying through stuff. So if you're gone for a minute, you might have missed one of our examples of a squeeze page or something like that. So make sure you've got everything in front of you that you need. And please, 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 shut off your Facebook, shut off your Twitter, turn your cell phone on silent, whatever it would be, and just devote this hour and a half to us and to your education, and make sure that you really focus on what we're going to be diving into, because you're obviously carving out this time so you can get something out of it. And I know I'm one of the biggest offenders of trying to do more than one thing at once, and this is not the time to do that, because if you need more leads in your real estate business, that's what we're going to really dive into to show you how to do that. If you don't need more leads in your real estate business, or you don't want to sharpen things up, then this might not be the right web clinic for you. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to fire up the presentation, and we're going to roll. So, okay, hold on. Let me bounce back out and hide the little admin bar. So if you ask questions during the presentation, shoot them through there. I won't be able to see them till I exit out of the actual presentation. So I'll probably check questions a few times throughout the webinar, and we'll answer questions at the end. So I'm going to hide the dealio here. And we are rolling. So tonight we're going to go over the 8 keys to more online leads as a real estate investor. And of course, that's with me, Trevor Mock. I'm the founder of a little website called the reibrain.com, and a new service called REI Theme. And you haven't heard from me a whole lot in the last year and a half. I've been busy having kids, building another company, and actually sold a company. And the REI brand's always been something near and dear to my heart, because that's really where I started as far as real estate education online. And as I'll talk to you here in a bit, things have grown from there. But I really want to start doing some more education and diving back to my roots, because I really do love teaching what we do. So here's a picture of my family. So since the last time we ever did a web clinic, which is probably 1.5 to 2 years ago, lots happened. There's my little daughter McKinley in the middle. And she just turned 2 in August. Our little boy, Colton, there at the bottom, he is a month old. So he was born a few days, and he was born August 18th. So, and then there's my beautiful wife, Carly. And that's really, you've seen these types of pictures in all kinds of webinars all over the place, but that's really why I do what I do. And right now I'm taking this time away from my family, the couple hours to spend with you, which I really, really enjoy. So I hope you get a lot out of it. But that's my family, and that's why I do what I do. So why use the internet? And that's probably a question that some of you are asking, because we actually ran a survey a few weeks ago. And for all of you who participated in the survey, I thank you a ton. And I'm going to show you some of those results here in a bit. but there are some people who haven't been using the internet yet. So I'm going to give a case for why the internet could be valuable for your business. So first of all, that's really where most people go first to find solutions. If you're looking to buy a car, buy a house, if you just have a question, most people, they go to the internet first. And this isn't anything that's new. There was a stat that I saw, this was years ago, and this is 3 years ago, I think, that the National Association of Realtors ran that 80-something% of all people went to the internet first when they were looking to buy a house. So since that was 3 years older, I'm sure that now it's up close to 90+% of people go to the internet first to buy a house, and that really translates into other things as well. So it's kind of become the default credibility gauge for society as well. People, myself included, if I'm working with the company, if it's a big decision in my life, I always go to the internet first and type up their company name, type up their name, see what I find. Usually I'll hope that I come across a Facebook profile, a website, and if I don't find those, to me it's like, man, is this a real company? Even if it's a simple website. So I'm going to show you how to build credibility using a website, even if it's a simple one, and it's on 24/7. So when you use it right, you can really drive your business forward 24 hours a day. And there's a lot of really low cost ways that you can use the internet. You can automate some things just to make it make sense. So here's a picture that I grabbed. This would have been last week because we went to do this web clinic last week. Webinar platform blew up. If a bunch of you were on the call last week, you know that. We're using a GoToWebinar this week, which is way better. But here's a snapshot that I took out of Google AdWords, and it's the Google keyword tool essentially. So you can see right here how many people are searching every month for just these 4 simple terms, and this is only 4 terms. There's a bunch of hundreds of other terms around foreclosures or how to save foreclosures or buying investment properties, things like that. But you can see just for the term foreclosure properties, there's 450,000 searches a month just in Google. And that doesn't include Bing or Yahoo. And that also doesn't include terms where it's foreclosure properties in Denver, foreclosure properties in Houston. Those are totally different terms. So adding all these up, we're really looking at well over 1 million. If we were to add up all the long tail keywords, probably several million searches a month that we can get in front of. And if we grab just a fraction of that, then we can really grow our business. I'm going to show you how to do that. So what we're going to cover tonight, like I said, I'm going to go really fast. I'm going to try to stick to the 90-minute time period that I set. I hope I don't run over, but if I do, I apologize in advance, and ask questions if you have questions. So we're going to show results from a recent survey that I ran, that I know a lot of you participated in. I'm going to show you the 8 steps to systematic lead generation. I like to call it freedom, because if you're not getting leads in your business, and if you're not doing it at least semi-automated, then it's really going to be tough to get freedom from your job or freedom from whatever you're looking to get freedom from. And I'm going to show you 9 ways to build instant credibility using a website. These are some really, really cool things, even simple things that if you haven't done any deals, that you can leverage certain things I'm going to show you to really build great credibility. And I'll take you online to see all this stuff in action, and also how you can leverage the right, that says property, but it should say proper, how you can leverage the right proper technology. So the survey that I ran, a quick review for all of you who took it a few weeks ago, but it's the Real Estate Investor Survey, frustrations, successes in leveraging the internet as an investor. And we saw a bunch of great feedback from people. So some quick survey results. 20% of the respondents, there were a little over 100 people that responded, 20% of the respondents built their website themselves, which was something I was really surprised in. So that's good, because it helps me know where people are coming from. 23% used a template type website to get their site going. Only 7% hired a web guy, which I was really surprised in, because it is more expensive. And 50%, which was the biggest surprise for me, didn't have a website at all. So I'm going to tailor the content to each one of these different sections of people, so you can get something out of it no matter where you are. And if you hear any background noise in the background, I'm actually at my entrepreneur co-workspace that I started a year ago. It's called The Loft in a small town here called Roseburg, Oregon, and 8,000 square feet. We have 10 some odd other companies working here as well. So you're going to hear a bunch of background noise because I'm downtown. But some more stats: 68% want simplicity over feature-packed solutions, which is cool. 83% said it's hugely important for their site to generate leads, which for me it's obvious, but I wonder what the rest of that 17% was thinking. 80% said credibility is Credibility building is a huge priority for their site, so we're going to go into credibility building tonight. 70% said it's very important for their site to help sell properties. 67% said ranking well in search engines is hugely important. So I'm going to dive into some really quick and simple SEO hacks that you can use, that we use, that usually they're the first things we do in a website to get good search rankings. So you can take those and run with it and really improve your search rankings right away. And here's some frustrations that these are exact words that people send in. One frustration was getting it to rank well. So once again, I'm going to go over that. Traffic, 20% of the people said that was their biggest frustration, was traffic, which is why we're really going to dive into part of that today. Updating the site and having bugs, so just basically using the site and making it easy. Hackers and maintenance, of course, if you have a site, that's something that you got to take into consideration. How do you keep your site secure? Capturing leads from the visitors, knowing if it's not working, all kinds of different stuff. The time to get it up and running, not having enough info on your site, time and cost to hire or build it myself, and all kinds of different conflicting information on what you should be doing as a real estate investor. Do you need a blog? Do you need multiple sites? Do you have to use video? That kind of stuff. I only have 90 minutes tonight, so I'm not going to be able to cover all of it, but I'm going to try to cover a good part of it so you can take some really great stuff away. So these are frustrations from people who don't have websites. Not taking the time to educate themselves to get one set up, lack of knowledge, lack of funds, haven't found the right help, don't know how to bring traffic to the site, don't want to overpay or look cheesy, which is the big one. So once again, we're going to go through some stuff for those people who don't have websites to help you get rolling so you can get stuff going. So here's some comments, then we're going to dive into the content, guys. Must have control. If you want control over your website and you don't want to have a web guy do it all, you don't want to have to be bound, then that's a big thing. We're going to show you how to get around that. Too busy to find the right web guy, too expensive, blah, blah, blah. You can see all these right here. So we're just going to dive into the content and get past this. So with all that feedback, in technology, the technology behind a profitable real estate business is secondary. Even though we were talking about a website there, the strategy behind the technology is the primary part that makes it successful. So that's what we're really going to dive into mainly, is the strategy. We're going to tie it to the technology as we go. So here's some old news. This is just kind of from me if you haven't been a subscriber of REI Brain for a while. So that's the first website that I ever made for my real estate business. And I started tinkering with REI and the internet in 2006, bought my first property in 2004. And once I really started looking at the internet, that was what grabbed me. I love marketing. I love finding ways to use the internet and leverage it to grow a business. And that really led to a lot of different things that have really taken my life in some cool directions. I generated my first lead through the internet through Craigslist and SEO. And that's kind of where it started. And over the years, I've refined the systems and generated a little over 60,000 real estate related leads. So those are, cash buyer type people, investors, sellers, or people who want to learn about real estate. But it's all the same thing. We're using the exact same principles to get people to a website and to get them to convert. And then in 2009, as I had my site set up and we were starting to educate some investors to do what we were doing, we started to set up websites for other people. So here's a fellow Oregonian, Rob Russell, and here's an email he sent after we helped him with his real estate strategy online. So that's kind of where it led to where we are now. So the new news, like I said, I really love marketing, love the web, took the full leap in 2010. Still have my rental properties, but I really love finding ways to generate leads online and marketing, and that's what we do. So the reality of business is, in the year 2009, about a little over 500,000 businesses opened, a little over 660,000 businesses closed, and 60,000 of those declared bankruptcy. So I'm kind of trying to set the stage here for the environment that we're working in right now and how we can get through that, because we all see a lot of businesses failing around us, especially real estate investors, because they're not doing the simple things right. They're not doing the foundational strategy things right that we're going to go over. And even in a good year, which 2006, that's how many businesses opened, and almost as many businesses that opened closed, 20,000 because of bankruptcy. So it's a hard world if you're an entrepreneur, especially a one-person business like I had always been. One-person businesses fail 3 times that rate. So we're just going to go ahead and help you get that edge, so you're not lumped into that group. And during the recent recession, certain real estate investors have been killing it because, once again, they're working strategically. And the reasons for that: money loves speed. It's just plain and simple. When you work quickly, you work strategically, money starts to flow to you. That's something I figured out 3 or 4 years ago, but it took me a while. Money loves simplicity. We all like to make things way, way more complicated than they should be. And some of the things I'm going to show you tonight, you're going to look at and go, well, that's too simple. That couldn't work. But the thing is that they're so dead simple that most people don't do them. And that's the stuff that really works the best. And money loves solid messaging and strategy, which we're going to help you with. And money loves automation, which is cool. So here's the 8 keys, guys and gals, to mastering online lead generation as an investor. And now that we've got about as many people who are going to get on the call, this is perfect time because we're going to dive into the meat. So the first thing that you're going to do that you really need is you need to get aligned. And this is something, I know this is something that you do not want to hear. This is something you're hopping on here so you can hear all these whiz-bang technology things and all kinds of stuff. But before we dive into that, this is one of the mindset shifts that you need to make that I didn't make soon enough. It took me a couple of years, but once I did, this is what really separates the big boys from the guys who are struggling. So first of all, you've got your message. As a real estate investor, or if you're a plumber or whatever it is, you've got a certain message that you're using to get out there to your market. So you're marketing whatever it is. As a real estate investor, our message is I can help you avoid foreclosure. I can buy your house for cash and close fast. I can get you the best investment properties in Portland for the lowest price. That kind of thing. What is your messaging? You really need to refine that messaging. I'll show you how to get aligned with the messaging. Second of all, you need to know what customers you want. You need to know what the needs of your customers are, because a lot of people like to think of everybody as their customer when really everybody is not your customer. If you're trying to attract everybody, you're going to attract no one, which is a biggie. So what is it that your customers really, really need and want? If you can write a note right now in your pen and pad and put that question on there, what is it that my customers really need and want? And after this call, carve out 10 minutes, write down in bullet point all the different things that you can think of that your customers need, so that homeowners who are in foreclosure, motivated sellers, what is it that they want out of the relationship with you? Write all those down. Cash buyers, what is it that they want out of the relationship with you? Private lenders, same thing. Once we know that and once we think about it, then we can get our messaging better. And then we've got the product benefits, which most people try to market features too much, even real estate investors. They try to market, close fast. Closing fast is cool, but what does that mean to a seller who's in foreclosure? Well, I can help you close fast so you can save your credit, so you can get the money that you need to pay off your bills, so you can stop the foreclosure process and stop the headache that you're living in so you can get back to your normal life. That's what closing fast means. So what are the product benefits that you're offering? Not the features. Once again, there's a big difference. Closing fast is a feature for what you offer. What is the benefit that closing fast provides to your people? Same thing with your private lenders. A benefit, there's a motorcycle in the background, a benefit that you're trying to market to your private lenders is they get XYZ% of interest rate. Of course, you don't want to market that to everybody. That's a general solicitation, but when you talk to your investors one-on-one, that's a benefit. What does that benefit get them? That gets them freedom from not having to work to earn that money. It gets them it lightens their mindset because their money is working for them. That's the kind of stuff we need to put in our message. When we get all of these things hammered down and you actually think about them, then you're aligned. You get the right message. You know what your customers really want. You know what the benefits are, and you're putting those benefits in the message. And too many people, especially newer real estate investors, go out there and try to copy what everybody else is doing. But the problem is what everybody else is doing usually isn't working. So you need to copy what the best investors are doing, and they're doing this exactly. They know their message. They know what their customers want and the product benefits. So the way that you get aligned is you got to do some research. And if you really want to be successful in this business, you have to do that research. Go out there and actually talk to your prospects. So if you see, go down to the next courthouse auction, go talk to some of the buyers and say, hey, what is it that you really want as a cash buyer? Of course, you want a good deal, but what is it that you want? Find out exactly what they want, what they're looking for. Get into the mind of a cash buyer. Same thing with an investor. Go do some research before you just throw a bunch of stuff online and wonder why it's not working. And you don't have to do a ton. Just go out there and talk to 10 people from each class, maybe 5 people who might be a private lender, 5 people who might be a cash buyer, and 5 people who are in foreclosure, and just talk with them. Adjust your offering and message to deliver what your customers are seeking. So once again, if you're just saying we buy houses fast for cash, but when talking with a bunch of the people you find out, but they don't want to sell their house, they would rather try to find a way to stay in their house, or maybe half the people are that way. Then you should change your messaging on your website a little bit to cater to both. Do you want to sell your house? Awesome, go here. Do you want to maybe stay in your home? Go here. Then tailor that messaging to each one of those specific people. I'll show you an example of that online, of that specific thing happening. And make sure, once again, that message reflects the needs and desires of your customers and the benefit of the product. So if any of this went over your head, once again, shoot in the questions panel. I know I'm flying through this. I could do another training on just this if y'all wanted to, but that's the big thing that I wanted to get in there. Is the first thing we have to do, we have to get that messaging right. We have to know our market before you go out there and start spending a bunch of money on advertising to get leads, or trying to build a website and typing content that isn't resonating with people. So number 2 is building credibility. I'm going to show you these 9 ways on how to build credibility. But first, now, how many of you, kind of raise your hand, I know it's silly, none of us can see each other, but how many of you research online before you make any kind of big financial decision? That's probably most of us. And your prospects are the same way. If someone in foreclosure, or someone who's looking to sell their home, they go online first most of the time. Same thing if you're looking to buy properties. So we need to make sure that if we're intercepting people online, if we have a website and people are going online, we need to make sure when they land on that website that they feel that we're a company that they want to work with. So I read a Stanford study recently, and this study was here in the last couple of years, and they did a big exhaustive study to find what 9 elements you really need on your website to build credibility, to make people want to work with you. So this isn't something that just came from me. This is a Stanford study. This is stuff that we've applied in our business even before the study came out, but it really opened up my eyes to a lot of other stuff. So one of the big obvious ones is you need to let people know that you're a real company, that you have real people behind a company. And this is one big thing that a lot of people do, is they set up a website, but they're afraid to put who they are. They're afraid to put their information on their About Us page. They don't want to put their picture on there. They don't want to put what their bio is. But the thing is, if you're going through foreclosure, that's what you want to see. You want to see that that there's actually real people behind this website, not just some random website. So we're going to show you some examples of that. Number 2, you want to show that you're honest and trustworthy people. If you're not an honest and trustworthy person, then I'm sorry. This probably isn't the right web clinic for you. But if you are, we need to show that online. And some really great ways to do that is using testimonials. And I'm going to show you some ways to use to get testimonials, whether you're a really experienced investor or whether you're brand new and you think that you don't have any credibility. I'm going to show you here on the next slide some really cool ways that you can get credibility and get testimonials from what's already happened in your life that you're not even thinking about. So that's number 2. You need to show that you're honest and trustworthy. Number 3 is you need to highlight whatever expertise your company has. If you're a newer investor, there's got to be some kind of expertise that led you in your life, that led you to today, that led you to the decision that you want to be a real estate investor. So what is that? What are those things that you're good at? Maybe maybe you were working as a mortgage broker, and that is part of your expertise. You've helped with 400 real estate funding transactions. You know the real estate side of things. You've worked with lots of buyers, agents. That's your expertise, is the business on the funding side of things. Maybe you're a real estate agent. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're just a normal person who has a normal job, not even related to real estate at all. There's probably certain things in your job or in your life that you have started to learn that puts you as an expert. Maybe you've learned a lot in real estate and just studying it. That's part of your expertise. Make it easy to contact you. This, once again, it's another obvious thing, but a lot of people, for some reason, don't want to make it easy to contact them. Put your phone number on there. Put the phone number big and bold on your homepage at the top of the page. Make a big old contact us form. Put your address on there. People want to see an address. If you don't have an address on your website, you really need to get your address on there. Get your company name. Put your address on there. If you don't want to put your home address, you can go down to the local FedEx shop or UPS store and see if they have boxes you can rent and use their address. But get an address, get a mailing address on there and a phone number and an email. Once again, make it easy for people to contact you, because that's one of the things they're looking for is how much, how credible is someone, and part of that credibility is, do people want them to contact them? So make it easy. Design your site so it looks professional and clean. That's an obvious. There's a lot of template sites out there that looks like a 12-year-old made them in 1996. And you have to know that when somebody lands in that, they transfer what the site looks like to what your brand is about. So if your site looks like it's 10 years old and looks like crap, that's what they're going to think that your company is. So make sure it's clean. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to have really, really fancy graphics. It should just be clean, simple, and professional. I'll show you some examples. Make your site easy to use and useful. Once again, easy to use is don't make them click through 5 different levels of links, just 2 levels of links at the most. Make the most important things in the top navigation bar and put some information on there that educates them as they're going. It's a useful website, which blog content is a really, really great thing. So if you have a website and you're not doing a blog post a month, you really need to, because that's useful content that as a home seller lands on your site, they're going to browse around and see if they want to work with you. They'll see a blog post and they can really see that your voice is coming through and that you're a real person. Update your site's content often. Avoid typos, of course, that's obvious. And borrow credibility from other sources. So here's a really great tip. Write this down. A way that you can really build great credibility is, once again, borrowing credibility from other sources. So let's say you have a banker, and I bank at Wells Fargo, and even if the banker isn't doing business banking for you, it's just a banker that they see you every day making deposits or whatever it is, they know your account history. Go talk to them and say, hey, I've been banking here at Wells Fargo for 6 years. And I know we haven't done any actual business accounts with you yet, or maybe you have done business accounts with you. Would you mind just writing down what your experience working with me in the past 5 years has been? Is it easy? Are we consistent, honest, trustworthy, reliable, that kind of thing? And then use that as a testimonial on your website. It could be the branch manager or a banker saying, hey, we've worked with Marcy for 6 years as her personal banker. She's always reliable. She's been trustworthy. Her accounts have always been in really, really great standing. We'd recommend, we'd definitely work with her on a business level if we were given the chance. And then ask to use their name, whatever it is. So Mark Smith, banker at Wells Fargo, and then use the Wells Fargo logo. So that's one way that you're borrowing credibility. You're getting a great testimonial. It's an honest testimonial, but you're borrowing the Wells Fargo credibility on your website, which is big. So let your mind kind of run with that, because there's a lot of different ways that you can borrow credibility like that. Even use the National Association of Realtors logo if let's say you're using a quote from their website. Maybe the whole 80% of home buyers search the internet first when they're looking for a home. Make that a quote, put the National Association of Realtors logo on your website as a way to build your buyers list, just kind of credibility on there, and then that's transferred credibility. So here's an action item, and let's bounce on the internet and show some credibility stuff in action. So a quick 7-day credibility builder exercise, and I gotta start hurrying here because I'm running a little bit behind already. So once again, go to your banker and do exactly what I mentioned. So mark that, do that in the next week. Your insurance agent, even if it's just an insurance agent who's been doing your home insurance, ask them the same type of questions. Hey, Bob, I know we've had our insurance with you for 6 years. We're starting our real estate investment business, or we have a real estate investment business, and we would love for feedback, and we would love if you could just kind of tell what your experience has been with us. Have we been reliable? Are we honest as far as you can tell? Would you work with us again? That kind of thing. Then you'd have, Bob, State Farm insurance broker, says this, that kind of thing. And the cool thing is you're being 100% honest, but you're getting testimonials for your character. So if you haven't done any deals yet, this is what you need to do. You need to go out and get character testimonials from your real estate agent, your boss, your coworkers, mortgage broker, customers. If you have a different business that's outside of real estate, or if you have a real estate business, make sure you're getting testimonials from all of your cash buyers who are doing deals and all of your sellers and private lenders, influential people who famous quotes. So if you want to go online, find some famous quotes by like Ben Franklin or maybe Warren Buffett. We've used that really, really well. I'm going to show you a squeeze page where we've used a Warren Buffett quote to transfer credibility. Show your completed projects. So let's go ahead and bounce out of here. Let's go to the internet. I'm going to show you some credibility things. You can see my web browser here is full of stuff. So these are all the different resources that we're going to be diving into as we go. Okay, cool. So there's already questions coming in. So Here we go. So credibility elements. Let's look at some different websites. Let's find the right one. So here's one of our clients, Pivot Properties. Let's go ahead and go to testimonials. I think they have some in here. Okay, so this is an awesome credibility builder, guys. Look at this. So right here, their testimonials page, and this is something I'll show you about our REI system here in a bit, but we're going to show you exactly what you need to do if you already have a website, whatever. But testimonials, this is genius. So he took screenshots, or he scanned handwritten letters of their clients, and you can see down here, it doesn't matter when they were, but it really builds the personal part of these testimonials, and it goes on for pages. So if you have been doing deals, if you have been doing real estate investment deals, make sure that you make it a point to, after every deal you do, put something in your process where you're asking the person who just bought a home from you, would you please write something about your experience with us, so we can share it with other people who are looking to maybe work with us. Your cash buyers, can you please share your experience with us so we can let other cash buyers know how great our company is, that kind of thing. Private lenders, get these, because these build huge credibility, because it's in that person's handwriting. They've got the signature. When you look at this, you know that this person is doing things, which is cool. And you can even have your banker do this. So once again, maybe have your banker write the testimonial on a Wells Fargo letterhead, scan the letterhead, put it on a page on your website that says testimonials, where people can go. And one thing that I also like to do is, because maybe some people don't always go to the testimonials page, put your testimonials in a sidebar that rotate through, that rotate through the different testimonials. So every time someone goes to a new page, they can see a different testimonial up there. Let me see. Let's see some other ones. I know there's some other ones. I'm kind of getting a brain blank on them here. Okay, let me, a little bit later I'll show you the Warren Buffett squeeze page. I meant to bring that up, but that's a great transfer of credibility building thing right there. Killer credibility thing. So once again, looking at this website, since we're already on it, it's really clean, really professional. It's easy to navigate. So this goes with a lot of those things that we talked about that Stanford looked at. Easy to contact. They've got their phone number up there. There's an About Us page that talks about what they do. Shows pictures of them right there. I mean, this is what someone who is looking to sell their home or buy a home is looking for. They want to see that there's real people behind this stuff. Contact page. There's a real contact page with real contact info. You can see there's an address, phone number, all kinds of stuff. So if your website doesn't have a lot of these elements, put an action plan over the next week or so to get these elements in place, especially a testimonials page in your website. Once again, using real testimonials with a really cool tip of scanning handwritten letters or scanning letterhead letters that your testimonial people put up there, like I just showed you. So let's bounce to the next slide and fly through stuff, because we are already 30 minutes through. So once we've really built the case for the testimonials, we have our messaging right, we need to make sure we jack up the conversion on the website. So this is something, it's a little bit more on the technical side of things. So as I go into this stuff, don't let it kind of glaze your eyes over it. If you don't understand it, that's fine. I'm going over a lot. There's people who you can hire, or there's really free resources online that you can learn a lot of this stuff. And I'm going to go over stuff that you don't even have to know. But if you are a more advanced internet type person, you're going to really want to see some of this stuff. So there's several conversion points when you're driving traffic online. You're doing ads. So one conversion point is your ad response. Let's say you're doing Craigslist postings and you are posting a Craigslist ad on there. Most people would just post a Craigslist ad in a naked, what's called a naked link to their website. So it's just a regular old link. It's not a tracking link. What we always like to do is any ad we have anywhere, you always want to make sure you have some sort of a tracking link so you can see, okay, 43 people clicked on this link. And then that way you know if it's performing. Your landing page hook. So I'm going to show you different ways that you can test a conversion of your landing pages. Your opt-in conversion is a conversion point. So if we can increase our opt-in rate, someone lands in your squeeze page or your cash buyer building page, and let's say 20% opt-in, if you can get that up to 25%, then that grows your business right there. Your email follow-ups. And I'm just throwing these out there so they're on your mind so you can really know, okay, I need to look at these. Don't think you have to be doing all these, because I don't want to overwhelm you. If you are doing email marketing and you have an autoresponder, test which ones are getting the most response. So if a bunch of people are replying back to this one email, read that email over and over and find out why it's performing better than your other ones, and try to type more emails like that. And there's a lot of other places where there are conversion points. One off the top of my head, so one source I'm sure a lot of people are asking right now in their minds, okay, how do I get a link to track my ads, to track my Craigslist ads, or to track my ads on AdWords or whatever it is? There's free services out there that are actually link tracking services. So one of them, I haven't used it in a while, but I know a lot of people use it, is called Bit.ly. So B as in boy, I, T as in Tom, dot, L as in Larry, Y. bit.ly. It's a free service. You can go set up an account, and let's say you're doing a Craigslist ad. Go in there, follow the instructions, put the page that you want them to go to when they click that ad. You'll click generate link, and then they'll give you a link. Now you go put that link on your Craigslist ad. So now when people click it, you can log into your Bitly account and see how many people click. So really quick, free way to check that out. And increase in conversion always has a positively compounding effect. And here's what I mean. So here's that example of the Warren Buffett squeeze page, and I'll bring that up later online. I thought I had it up, but I didn't. Here's the example of the Warren Buffett squeeze page that we created, and is working pretty well. And once again, this is using a video that was already online of Warren Buffett talking about the housing market and why he would buy a bunch of homes if he was younger, and that was the investment. So this lead page, it increased conversion from about 14% to over 24% on certain traffic. So I'm not going to say that it was that way across all different types of traffic like AdWords or Craigslist or SEO or what have you. But across this one source, it was from about 14% to over 24%. So if we look at that, that's almost a 2 times improvement. And if all else stays the same, so after someone puts in their information to join the buyer's list, if all else stays the same, meaning the same amount of people, the same percentage of people come on to actually buy properties from you, then that almost doubles your revenue over time. So that's the importance of really trying to tweak and improve the conversion on as much stuff as you can. So if you have a website, I'll give you some tools here in a bit where you can really track that conversion stuff. Google Analytics is a big one. It's free. So you can go put Google Analytics on your website. You can set up goals, which I don't have time to show you how to do that tonight. There's a bunch of free videos online how to set up goals that'll track how each page is converting for you, or how each goal is converting for you. If you really want to get into it, you can do what's called a split test in Google Analytics, where you can test one version of a page against another version. And the software will tell you, okay, this version of this page converts at 12%, this one converts at 22%. So then you go with the one that converts better. So that's why a big part of online lead generation is if you're getting people to your website, but people just aren't becoming leads, your biggest problem is getting them to convert. So you need to work on converting them and the message. So let's hop online and show you some lead pages in action. And one thing I did promise was that I'm going to give you one of our best converting squeeze pages here in a bit. I'll give it to you at the end of the call, so go ahead and stay on the Web Clniic, and I'll give you that link, and I'll show you how to download it and use it and customize it on your own. So let's go ahead and bounce back to the internet. I'm going to go check out and see if there's any crazy questions here. Okay, cool. Awesome. So it looks like there's a bunch of questions here, which is good. So I'm going to get those questions answered here in a bit. So let's go look at some squeeze pages. Here's a version of a squeeze page. So this squeeze page, we actually got this design from a company called HubSpot, and HubSpot is a multi-million-dollar a year company. They're a venture capital funded company, and this is the squeeze page design that they've used to generate over 300,000 leads online. And we went ahead and emulated it. We uploaded it into our website system. So now we can create squeeze pages really quickly. And here's a specific squeeze page on generating people who are in foreclosure. So you can see here, free guide, 5 ways you can stop or avoid foreclosure in today's market. And I'm going to go over here in a bit on SEO. One really important segue here is you can see I put stop or avoid foreclosure. People search different terms. Some people are searching stop foreclosure, some are typing avoid foreclosure. I'll tell you here in a bit which one gets the most searches so you can help gear your website toward that. But if you're doing a squeeze page, one of the best things that you need to do to increase your conversion is to make it simple and use this simple formula. First of all, you have a headline. The headline should be benefit oriented. It should be, essentially grab their attention. So free guide, 5 ways you can stop or avoid foreclosure. That's the benefit. We're helping them stop or avoid foreclosure. And then right here, there's a little bit of a line that kind of is a segue. Learn how to avoid foreclosure, stop the foreclosure process, and your 5 main foreclosure avoidance options with this free guide. And then what I usually like to do, it works pretty well. I'm not going to say this always increases your conversion, but we tend to do this on most of our pages. Put in some bullet points of some of the stuff that they'll learn, or some of the stuff that they'll get, or some of the benefits that they'll get by putting in their information. So for this one, we're giving away free guides so we can generate leads for people who are in foreclosure. But let's say you're building your cash buyers list. I'll show you another one of those here in a bit that shows you the similar format but a little bit different. I like to put Facebook share, Facebook like buttons on here. This page right here is just one of our template pages, so there's no traffic that ever goes to it, so you can see there's no likes on it. And then over here, just make it really simple and keep what's called the opt-in box, what's called above the fold. And if you're experienced in internet marketing at all, you'll know exactly what this means. If you're not, no problem. So what above the fold is when you have a newspaper, you look at a newspaper, and the thing that's on the front page is called above the fold. When you open up the newspaper, everything below that's called below the fold. So you want to make sure when someone lands on your page, the most important stuff is there, and the information, the boxes where they actually put in their name, email, and submit button are there. So that's one squeeze page. Now let's see, and I'll show you once again the high converting squeeze page here in a bit. Here's an example of a squeeze page that isn't ours, but this is something that I know they test the heck out of. I read some studies on some insane things that the Obama administration is doing on their pages, and totally put your politics aside. This converts, and this format converts. I just want to kind of get your mind thinking for what directions you can really take your lead generation pages. So this one, they have the opt-in box up here and ask for just email. And we have found that asking for just email tends to get more people to convert. They tend to be slightly lower quality, but you do get more people to convert when you ask for less information. And then down here, most opt-in pages only offer one option, is just to get your information or you're gone. There's no other option. One thing that they kind of pioneered, or they reignited anyway in the last few years, is this right here. So if you don't want to opt in, awesome, just click here and go to our website. So it gives people another option rather than only putting their information, that they can go to the website also. And on our page that I'm going to show you that worked really well, I'll show you how that works. Let's go and check out some other different pages. I'm going to click here. Here's another one. So here's a simple squeeze page format. Kenosha real estate up to 60% off market value. You can see we use some bullet points there again. Join our VIP wholesale buyers list. So we don't need to make these squeeze pages confusing or crazy at all. Just make them simple. They work. If people have questions about squeeze pages, let me know. We like to call them lead pages. I'm not a huge fan of the term squeeze page. But like I said, we'll give you our template of that high converting one here in a bit so you can use it. Remove the stop sign. So I'm going to fly through this one because once again, we're about an hour through. So, and guys and gals, we probably are going to run overtime. So if you wouldn't mind staying on for probably another half hour to make this a 2-hour web clinic, I hope I'm giving you some great information. I haven't really dove into most of the content yet, which is cool. So remove the stop signs once again. Here's a website. I blurred out I blurred out all this stuff about the people. I blurred out their pictures, the website name, their logo, because I don't want to convict the guilty when they can't talk back here. But this is an example of a template website that I found. There's nothing wrong with template websites, by the way. I think the big thing that is wrong with most of them is they don't look professional. They look like this one, where it looks like it was built 20 years ago. And they are really rigid. They don't let you customize things as much as they should. But for this specific one, this right here is a big stop sign. If I'm someone who's in foreclosure, if I'm looking to sell my property and I land on a website like this versus one of the ones I showed you a bit ago, it just doesn't seem as credible to me. So that kind of is a stop sign. And also, when I went through this website, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I don't have time, but when I went through this website, there really wasn't any great way for me to give you my information. So there was no way for me to put in my email address for a report that I found. It just made it really clunky. So if your website's like this, then you're probably not getting near the results that you're looking, and you're not getting near the leads that you're wanting to get. So once again, we're going back to leads here. Everything that we're talking about so we can get more leads in our business. Leads equals more cash, more cash flow equals the freedom that we're looking to get. So a site like this, it just really puts the big old stop sign in front of you. So you need to get out of your own way. You need to get out of the way of your customers' momentum when if someone's searching, they're in foreclosure and they need a solution. They're in Portland, Oregon. Like, man, I'm in foreclosure. I need help. I go to the internet. I type "stop foreclosure now Portland," and then I find a website. What I'm looking for is a solution, and anything that looks like it's going to give me a credible solution, I'm going to move forward with it. And if you're not giving people that option to keep moving forward with that momentum by you're doing some things, I'm going to give you some examples I'm going to give you here in a bit, then you're really losing a lot of leads and losing a lot of money in deals. So always give people a next step. Always, whenever someone's looking for something, if they have a problem or they have a frustration or there's an opportunity, always make it very, very clear on what their next step is for you to help them with that. So here's some things that you can do. Write these down, and these are really going to help you with that next step. So offer more good stuff. You saw how on that website that I showed you, there was that free report for the 5 ways to avoid foreclosure. I'll show you on a website how we're driving people on every page to that report, because we're giving people a next step to give us their information so we can build credibility, build value, follow up with them, and hopefully help them in their situation. Once again, the free report or video is how to get really good free stuff. Give a real estate market guide. So maybe once a year, this would be a great exercise for you to do anyway, to really know your market well. Once a year, put together a 2012 real estate market guide for Phoenix, Arizona, 2012 real estate market guide for Kenosha, Wisconsin, whatever it would be. Offer that to people on your main company website or on your cash buyer's website to give them some really good free stuff. Then you can follow up with them by email later. Get referrals. If someone's a customer, after someone opts in, get a referral. Get them to push the Facebook like button, the share button, tweet button. Get them to send that page to their friend. If they're a cash buyer, get them to say, hey, submit this and send this to my 4 other friends who I know are interested in getting investment properties in exchange for this freebie. So give them something else. I'll show you ways to do that. Get a testimonial. So that kind of goes back to the whole testimonial thing. Always give people a next step. So once again, if you just did a deal with somebody, that shouldn't be the end of the relationship with you. A next step should be getting a testimonial. A next step after that should be following up with them in 3 months to see how their new house is, or to see how their foreclosure, whatever it is. Always follow up with them, get next step, etc. So here's a way to do it, and here's what we've done on our REI theme websites. You can do it on your same website. This is just like the blank standard website that we use for, let's say, avoiding foreclosure. Someone lands on here, and this is what I'm talking about with next steps. So someone lands in here, it's very, very clear where the person's going. So this is helping with conversion and helping with leads. You can see it says stop foreclosure, your local answer for honest real estate solutions, blah, blah, blah. Learn about our foreclosure prevention process and download our free foreclosure avoidance guide. So we're marketing our free foreclosure avoidance guide right there when they land on the site. Arrow points to the right, and then we're marketing to them, hey, get to know your options. Learn more from our free guide and learn how we can help you. And then people click that link. And then on the bottom of every page, once again, this is something I said I was going to show you. On the bottom of every page, almost every page, on the bottom of our contact page, the testimonials page, resources page, thing like that, we always put something like this, some kind of a call to action. So when somebody just reads that testimonials page, they're not hitting the bottom of the page wondering what to do next. They hit the bottom of the page, then you make them this offer. Here's our report. Click this link and go download this report. So if they're reading this page that's geared toward helping them stop foreclosure, and at the bottom of these pages you're marketing a free report to them that helps them stop foreclosure, you're going to get a really good response from that. And the whole goal here is you're trying to cast as many different nets out there as possible to get people to give them your information so you can follow up with them and help them solve their problems. If you're only offering a page for them to submit their information to their property information, you're missing a lot of people, because not everybody's ready to submit all their property information to you, but they might be ready to download this report. And then once again, with your email follow-up, you can guide them along in the process, build credibility and trust, and get them to submit the property information with you. Okay, here's a really, really killer tip, guys. So this is one biggie that if you just take this away, this right here is worth the entire time on this web clinic. If you just take this way. So what this is right here, this is a screenshot from a cash buyer list form, essentially. So this is a great way if you're looking to generate private lenders. And I mentioned this in an email marketing this web clinic, was about the topic of should you and could you use your website to attract private lenders. The answer to that, I'm not going to give a clear answer because I'm not an attorney. This isn't legal advice. The SEC has really clamped down on a lot of it. You do want to make sure that you don't want to do what's called a general solicitation. So you never want to give rates. You never want to say anything's guaranteed. You don't even want to describe your program to people unless they've already started a relationship with you and said they're interested in it. But here's a great way to elicit that interest from people as they're building that relationship with you is if you have a form. So if you already have a website, write this down to do this in the next week or two and you'll start getting private lender leads. A buddy of mine does this and gets about 50 private lender leads a month, maybe even a little bit more just through this technique. So you're building your cash buyer list. They submit their information, maybe their name, email, phone number, whatever it is. The next part of the form, then you ask for all the information about what types of properties they're looking for. So how much, what dollar amounts of properties they're looking for, what areas, are they paying cash with financing, all those different questions. Then add in one like this that says, are you willing to lend your cash secured by real estate to other investors? And then it goes on to say, many investors want to borrow from people like you. Can we provide your contact information to a select group of those individuals? Blah, 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 whatever it is. Or, are you interested in lending money in real estate? If so, our company often works with private lenders to close our deals, that kind of thing. Get them to choose how much they have to lend, interest rate, if you want to choose that, whatever it is. All I'm saying is you don't have to copy this word for word. Inject something in there where you're eliciting people to say whether or not they're interested in lending their cash to other investors or yourself secured by real estate when you're building your cash buyers list. We've done that with our REI theme stuff to make it easy. But if you're already doing it with your own, if you already have a cash buyer site, integrate that in there right now, because that's a big source of private lenders that you're missing right now, which is a biggie, because what you're looking for is people with cash. And who has cash? Your cash buyers are saying that they have cash. So why not build that relationship with them and elicit their interest in lending private money? Then after that, you can contact them and really start to build that relationship. But once again, this is not legal advice. Make sure you talk to your attorney before you implement any of this kind of stuff. I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on TV or the internet, the whole thing. So automate everything. This is something, once again, keep this in the back of your mind. If you're a newer investor and you're not here yet, awesome. Keep it in the back of your mind. But don't think you have to implement this now. If you're ready to implement this could be big for your business. So a rule that I like to go by in business and in life, if you do something 3 or more times, stop and automate it. So think about that again. If you do something 3 or more times, stop and automate it. If you look, I live in a big timber town. So it's a town called Roseburg, Oregon. Lots of timber here, right? And there's some, even though the timber industry is down, there's timber mills here. Way back in the day, the timber mills, I'm talking a long time ago, timber mills, of course, were manual. The people would be sawing stuff by hand, all kinds of stuff. And of course, with common sense, they're like, man, we're doing 4,000 logs a day or whatever it is. We're doing 200 logs a day. We're doing the same thing all the time. Is there any way we can automate it? So technology catches up with them. They get machines that can automate it. They're more efficient. Now they can work on the stuff that's more important. We can do the same thing in our real estate business. So what kind of things can you automate? One of the obvious things that everybody, if you have a website, if you're building an email list, you should definitely be automating your email follow-up. So one thing that I always like to do, we always like to program at least 10 to 15 emails, at a minimum 7 emails into our autoresponder sequences. So once again, if it's a person going in foreclosure and they just downloaded your foreclosure report, put in 7 emails in there that you write, make them go out every 2 to 3 days to the person, and everywhere along the way, you're building credibility with them. Hey, Mark, thanks for downloading our report. Here's the report. If you have any questions about us, click this link and go check out the About Us page on our site so you can learn a little bit more about us. 3 days later, hey, hope you had a chance to dive into that report. If you're in a position right now where you really just need to sell your house, we actually offer a house buying program. And for the right houses in the right neighborhoods, we'll make cash offers. Click this link and see if your house qualifies, that kind of thing. So you get it. Automate the follow-up sequences in email. One of the easiest things. A really great service. We use a service called Aweber, so AWEBER.com. And it costs, I think on the bottom end, it's $20 a month. We pay a little over $100 because we have a lot more leads in there. But there's a great service called MailChimp. So M as Mark, AILCHIMP, like the monkey, MailChimp.com. And you can set up an account in there, and you can get a free account that allows you to email like 2,000 emails in a month or something like that, which is more than most people will need. So that's something for all you guys starting out. If you're worried about the budget side of things, go join MailChimp. Start to put that on the back end of your opt-in forms, or use a system like REI Theme or whatever other system you're looking for to integrate MailChimp in with for your automation. Repetitive communication. So this is a biggie. Every time a cash buyer or a private lender or a motivated seller lands on your website, they have a bunch of questions, right? I do the same thing. When I'm going to buy, for instance, I bought my wife a new MacBook Pro computer two nights ago. And even though I've bought computers from Apple before, I had questions. So I went to their FAQ page, and it answered my question, and it really put me at ease. Make an FAQ page. Think of the top 10 questions that a motivated seller would ask about your company and what you do. Write those down, put them on your website. Think of the top 10 questions that a cash buyer would ask about working with your company, about the deals that you guys put out there. Put those on your cash buyer website. Objections, things like that. So that way you guys don't have to answer those emails every time when people email that question 20 times a month. Now it's all on FAQ page. That takes care of it for you. A repetitive task like training calls with your cash buyers. One thing, so in another company of mine, I'm totally not trying to sell this, but I might as well mention it because it's a huge benefit for my buddy DJ. His name is DJ Thielen. He lives up in Tacoma, Washington. He's done 600 to 800 wholesale deals out of Pittsburgh. He's actually doing it remotely. And they had a system to where they were doing a cash buyer teleseminar every Thursday or whatever it was. And they were building a cash buyers list, and then every Thursday they're inviting their cash buyers onto a call, essentially where they could educate them. And they're always inviting the new cash buyers on. Well, we have a system called Auto Teleseminar. Really simple. You upload an MP3 of a call. You say when you want it to replay. So, for instance, DJ has his call play at 5 o'clock every Thursday. And then in his email follow-up for the new cash buyers, he says, hey, we're doing a cash buyer orientation call tonight, or Thursday this week at 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whatever time. Here's the PIN code. Here's the phone number. Call in at this time. So now he's really automating that task of educating his cash buyers. And he doesn't have to hop on the phone call for an hour every Thursday. It's all done by automation. So now he can spend time with his family, or he can spend time doing deals, or he can spend time marketing while the system's working for you. So really open up your mind and look at everything you're doing in your business that you're doing more than 3 times. And odds are there's ways to automate that. So once again, your workflow, your reminders, your repetitive tasks like your cash buyer calls, your marketing calls to maybe people in foreclosure. So you can do the same thing, do a webinar or automated webinar or teleseminar, automated teleseminar that's automated, and people show up and you can educate them on what your company does to help people in foreclosure. That's working for you while you're doing something else. So get that automation mindset in your mind. That's a biggie. It helps you generate more leads because you have systems working for you while you're out there busting butt doing other stuff. Or relax on the beach, I guess, whatever floats your boat. So number 6 of 8, the right traffic at the right price. And this is something, if you're already getting traffic to your website, awesome. So this is something that you can take some stuff away from this to really help you kind of hone in on what you should be focusing on as far as the traffic you're getting to your website. If you don't have a website, or if you're not getting traffic, or if you have no clue if you're getting traffic, the first thing you should do, write this down. If you have a website and you have no clue if you're getting traffic, go get a Google Analytics account. It's free. Go to Google, type up Google Analytics, Analytics. Get it. If you have a web guy, have them put it on your website for you. It will cost $10, really cheap. Whatever it is, put that on your website so now you're tracking your visitors so you can at least see where your traffic is coming from. You can see if people are coming from Facebook, or you can see if people are coming from the search engines and what terms they're typing into the search engines to get to your site. You can see if they're coming from your ads, stuff like that. So number one, track that stuff if you're not. If you're already tracking it, awesome. So first of all, the best traffic is not always the cheapest. And that's one mindset. It took me a little while to get over that because I've always been a big proponent of SEO. I'm going to show you those 2 SEO hacks here in a bit that are killer. And I'll show you specific search engine results and how that worked in real websites. But I always have looked at SEO, or I had in the past looked at SEO as free, right? Because if you're doing it yourself, it's just your time. You're optimizing your site. You might be getting links from other sites to build that up, getting some Facebook and social media likes, because Google now in their latest update has said that they want social media activity on the websites, and that's one of the ways that they rank your websites is looking at the social media activity on your site, like likes or Facebook shares or tweets or stuff like that. But in reality, if you're doing the SEO yourself, that's your time, and your time's worth something. So even though SEO by itself could be free as far as money spent, it doesn't mean that it's cheap, because you're spending a lot of time doing it. But also on the other coin, the most expensive traffic is not always the best. I've talked with somebody who they've joined programs that give them all this access to data, to leads, to foreclosure listings, all kinds of stuff. And then they buy a list for $500. Then they have to pay whatever it is, $1 per mailing. So now they're sending out 1,000 mailings. They're $1,500 in on an ad spend, and it's not expensive. I know some guys who do a lot more than that because they've got their marketing down, they've got their message down, they've got their landing pages, their offers down, so they know it converts. But for most of us, $1,500 is a lot of money to spend on traffic when you don't know if it's going to work. So the most expensive stuff isn't always the best. I always like to start a little bit different, and getting traffic can be tricky. So how to do it right, in my opinion, I'm not saying that this is like the categorical, you have to do it this way kind of thing, but in my opinion, based on my own experience, here's how to do it right. So once again, it has to start with your message. So going back all the way back to the first of the 8 tips, the first of the 8 keys, really spend some time in the next week. If you're serious about doing deals, you're serious about really breaking out and building a great real estate business, or actually making money and earning freedom, you need to really understand your prospect. You really need to understand what message you're putting out there. And don't just copy other people, like I said, because you might be copying the wrong person, someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Or someone who copied someone else who they thought what they were, the whole thing. You need to know this stuff yourself. So get that message right. Really find out who your prospects are, what they're thinking, what they need. Once again, find out what benefits your specific company can offer them, because not all wholesaling companies offer the same benefits. I know a buddy who he has a guarantee that he provides with his wholesaling deals. So he's wholesaling turnkey cash flow properties to people, and he has a guarantee that if I don't remember the exact guarantee, but it's essentially if you miss even 1 month payment in the next 12 months from this cash flow, the property that they put a tenant in will pay those payments until a new tenant gets in. That's a guarantee. That's a benefit. That's a feature, but then you tell them what the benefit of that is. That's peace of mind. Get that message right. Understand your audience. So here's a biggie. If you're using Facebook, if you're using Craigslist, direct mail, some of you I'm sure are using Google, all of you want to use, I'm sure the survey really showed that. If you're using any of these, we need to find, of course, first of all, get Google Analytics so you can tell where the people are coming from. Second of all, most people, they put the same exact message in all these different mediums. So they're putting the same message on their website that's geared toward SEO. They're doing the same exact message on their Facebook fan page or the Facebook ads that they're doing. They're doing the exact same message on the Craigslist ads and the exact same message in direct mail. So think about this a little bit, because you really need to get in the mindset of people and know what they're looking for when they're on these different mediums. So people who are on Google, like it says right here, people who are on Google are looking for answers. You go to Google because you have a question. You're looking for something. You're in foreclosure. How do I stop foreclosure? What's the foreclosure process? Avoid foreclosure in Phoenix. You're looking for an answer to a problem, or you're looking to get entertained on Google. But we're not talking about that. So you need to make sure that your website is talking about getting them answers. Or if you're doing Google pay-per-click ads and you're marketing toward, hey, someone's looking for investment properties in Atlanta, your Google pay-per-click ad really needs to be talking to that, answering their question, okay, delivering investment properties in Atlanta. That's what it should be. Facebook is different. Facebook's about stories. We hop on Facebook to look at our friends' pictures, to say hi to our grandma, to post awesome quotes, to share cool, inspiring stories. Or a lot of people hop on Facebook, which I think is a waste of time, to tell how sad they are about their lives or what bad day they had. I think that just totally offshoot conversation, but that totally brings down everyone around you, including yourself. But mostly people go on Facebook because they want to see stories or share stories. So when you're on Facebook, if you have a Google Facebook fan page, that doesn't make sense. If you're on if you have a Facebook fan page, pardon me, I'm getting a little loopy here with all this talking. You need to make sure that Facebook fan page really elicits the story of getting discount investment properties. So maybe have a video on your Facebook fan page tab that says, hey, this is Mark with Premier Properties, and here's a quick story about one of our cash buyers and the experience that they had buying one of our turnkey properties. Tell that story, and then drive people to the page to opt in to get information about where they can find discount properties in Phoenix or whatever. Or that's probably the best way to use Facebook, is to find people who are interested in buying real estate. It's probably not the best in the world to use it for generating motivated sellers or foreclosure. I've never tried it, but you could try it and try it out. But in the end, if you do try that, make sure you build the story. You're not just saying, hey, here's an answer. Craigslist, people are looking for a deal. So if you're advertising on Craigslist, your ad needs to be touting the deal that you're giving. And it's Craigslist is like this thing where just normal people go on and post stuff, right? It's not really business oriented most of the time. But Craigslist, your ad should be, hey, we have 14 properties at 50% of 50% discount or less. Click here to see these properties and get a great deal on an investment property in Phoenix today. So you really need to be touting the deal on Craigslist over there. So that's different ways that you need to look at where the traffic's coming from so you can get that message right. Once you get the message right, go through all the keys that have already gone through up to this point. Get a squeeze page up, get the right message on those squeeze pages. Attach an email autoresponder like through MailChimp on there so you can follow up with them. You have credibility. That right there, just the stuff we've already talked about, is going to, if you're not doing most of that, is going to double or triple the leads you're getting right now if you have traffic. So here's a couple quick SEO hacks that I like to use that will help you get traffic. So if you don't have traffic, number one, you can use Craigslist. We don't have time to go in on really how to use Craigslist and giving specific ads on Craigslist right now. But at the end of the call, I'll show you how you can get specific ads for Google ads that we've seen run very, very successfully. You can just grab those ads and swipe them. But here's 2 quick SEO hacks I'm going to show you. And I'll show you the real website. So here's a search term, Arizona foreclosure deals. And you can see, according to Google, there's 92,600,000 competing web pages. You can see all the different ads that people are actually paying for. So the stuff in the yellow, people are paying a bunch of money to be there, and the stuff on the right side, people are paying a bunch of money to be there. And then number 1 is some other website. Number 2, the one that says Arizona foreclosure deals, is a website that we set up just to prove a point. So we set this website up, I think it was 2 months ago. We had a first page ranking within a few weeks. And then this is what, I took this screenshot last week, I think. So you can see right there, it's number 2 in Google for Arizona foreclosure deals. I'm going to show you how we did that here in a sec. Here's another example for Florida. My tongue's tied. I need it. Hold on one second. Let me grab a glass of water. Okay, that's better. So Florida wholesale real estate, 53 million competing web pages. Same thing. People are paying to be there on the top and the right side. The second term, FloridaWholesaleRealEstate.com, is another website that I set up, once again, just to prove a point. I'm not investing in Florida. I'm not investing in Arizona. I spend most of my time now helping investors and helping entrepreneurs automate their businesses, generate leads online, and build great web presences. So this is just some stuff that we did to prove a point, and we didn't do any massive SEO. I'm going to show you exactly all we did here on the next slide. Same thing, Stop Foreclosure Now, Kenosha. This right here is a customer of ours. And you can see the number 2 website is his website that he set up. So he already is doing some cool stuff. The number 3 website, and then I think he joined a month ago, something like that, is his website with us, Stop Foreclosure Now Kenosha. So he's ranked number 3 for that. That took a few weeks. So here's the tips. Same thing. Stop Foreclosure Now Charleston, number 1 result right there for a client. So here's how we did it. Tip number 1, write this down. If I had to point out one thing that probably 80% or higher of investors or any business, a small business, could be a plumber down the street, this is the biggest SEO mishap that people are making, but it's the simplest thing to change. And it's one of the biggest things that you can do to get rankings for the term that you want to get rankings for. So tip number 1 is do your research, right? So I'm going to show you the website that we use to do our research. It's free. You can write this down. It's called Google Keyword Tool. So the Google Keyword Tool, you can go to Google, type that up. You'll find the keyword tool. It's free to use. So this is where we got that information. You go in there, you type a term, and it'll give you essentially how many people are searching that specific term every month. And we usually like to use the global, right? So in local, what local monthly searches means is Stop Foreclosure Phoenix, by adding a city in there. So 40,500 people are typing Stop Foreclosure. 27,100 people are using the terms avoid foreclosure. So where I'm going with this is you need to know exactly what people are typing in and the terms that they're using to find what you're offering. So a lot of people, if you're looking to set up a website or rank a blog post or rank a page in your website for people who are looking to stop foreclosure, most people just grab a term out of the air or grab it out of their ass and say, okay, I'm going to use the term avoid foreclosure or whatever it is, which there's nothing wrong with that. People are searching for it. You can see right there. But by doing some quick research on the Google Keyword Tool, we can see that almost twice as many people are using the terms stop foreclosure. So would you rather have twice as much traffic, twice as many people searching the terms that you're trying to rank for, or would you rather shoot for a smaller pool? That's for you to decide. That's tip number 1. That's what I would do this next week. If you have a website, go to the Google Keyword Tool. It's free. Spend an hour in there and start typing up a bunch of terms. Investment properties. Here's another tip. One thing that we were wanting to know was what are cash buyers looking for when they're searching the internet? Are they looking for discount properties? Are they looking for cheap properties? Are they looking for foreclosure properties? Are they looking for investment properties? What terms are they using to type into Google? That way we can optimize for those terms. And I'm going to show you on tip number 2 one really cool way how to optimize for those terms. What we found the most amount of people are typing is investment properties. So write that down. And there's a lot of people looking for foreclosure properties or discount properties as well, right? But we found that what cash buyers are looking for is investment properties in Phoenix, investment properties in Atlanta, investment properties in Los Angeles, over wholesale properties, over discount, that kind of thing. So anyway, tip number 2. And I'll show you this on a website here in a second. Tip number 2, this one is the one I was alluding to a bit ago, which is the biggest mistake, but the simplest one to change for 9 out of 10 or more websites, including real estate investors, is optimize what's called the title tag. So when you type a search into Google, Google serves up a bunch of stuff. You can see here's a listing, a search listing, result listing from Google. At the top part that's purple is what Google is grabbing from your website. That's the title tag. And you can change the title tag on your website really, really easily. If you have a web guy that's doing your stuff, email your web guy, have him change your title tag according to the research you do from tip number 1. If you don't have a web guy, if you're using a template site, email the people who you bought the template site from, say, hey, the title tag on my site is crappy, it isn't optimized, which almost all template sites do that. They don't optimize your title tag for you, which is crazy. We do that with REI Theme. But ask them, hey, we need to put this as our title tag for our homepage. Or if you're doing your site yourself, WordPress is a great platform for it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is your domain name. The third thing, of course, is the description. You can edit your description. A lot of people don't know that. And that's kind of your call to action in the search ranking. So what we tried to do right here is we were trying to rank number 1 on the first page for Stop Foreclosure Now Charleston. And this is for a student's website that they just got. And you can see with that search term, I think they were the ones that were ranked #1. We made the title tag "Stop Foreclosure Now Charleston." That's the term that we were wanting to rank for with that homepage, right? So the same goes for a blog post. If you're doing a blog post and you're doing a market, you're doing real estate market stats for Portland, it's the August real estate market stats. Go to Google, find out what people are searching as far as real estate market stats, and type up August 2012 Portland real estate market statistics. That's the name of your blog post, not here's some cool August stats. People aren't typing up here's some cool August stats, but they are typing up August 2012 real estate Portland, Oregon real estate market stats. You're going to get traffic. We've built, for instance, REI Brain, the content website that you guys subscribe to. We get over 30,000 visits a month, 100% through search engine optimization, using just these 2 tips right there that we showed you. So don't discount these at all. So I'm going to hop online. I'm going to check out the Q&A really quick to see if there's anything pressing that I need to answer. And there's a bunch of questions in here. Okay, so James, since we're on this topic, so James is asking, why not use both terms? And James, that's a great question. So you can use both terms, but the thing that I would caution you with is Google is looking to find what your website or what that specific page is about, right? So they're looking, okay, this page is about this one specific thing. If Google's confused what you're talking about, if Google doesn't know if you're best for avoid foreclosure or stop foreclosure, then they're not going to serve you up high for either one of them. So you want to pick your term that you want to go after the most on your homepage, optimize that. So that's the first thing that shows up in your title tag. And then you can put like a dash or a comma. So let's say, for instance, stop foreclosure now, Phoenix, dash, avoid foreclosure, dash the name of your company, something like that. So let's go ahead and go Google, and this could totally, here's the Google keyword tool once again, and I'm not going to show how to really use it a whole lot because it's free, it's easy, just go to Google and type it, but you would go here and you would type up, foreclosure, whatever it is, and then you would go ahead and click search. I think it's probably going to make me, I just need to refresh the page. 1 second, guys and gals, bear with me here. Okay, cool, so let's go foreclosure. And you always want to start really broad. You don't want to do foreclosures in Atlanta or whatever. You always want to start really broad. So SMULAI. Okay, so the term foreclosure is getting searched 2.7 million times. You're never going to be able to rank for foreclosure unless you have a huge budget. What you're looking for is the stuff down here. You're looking for the suggested related things that it's giving you. So you can see right here, avoid foreclosure 27,000 times. Bank foreclosures, a bunch of people are typing out bank foreclosures. So that could be a blog post that you make is bank foreclosures in Phoenix. And then your whole blog post is talking about the bank foreclosure market. So you're trying to rank well for bank foreclosures in Phoenix through a blog post. Avoiding foreclosure, foreclosure house, like all this kind of stuff. You kind of get the gig. So dive on, do some research. This is how you name your pages. This is how you figure out what the titles of your blog post should be. So I'm going to go here. And once again, this could backfire on me because Google changed the way they do stuff a lot. So I went through and searched stop foreclosure now Kenosha, and that's in Wisconsin. So that's not going to get a ton of searches, and that's not going to get 1,000 searches a month. But if you're ranked in the top few, here's that client right there. If you're ranked in the top few, then of course that's going to get you some traffic. And if you can get a bunch of different terms that you're ranking well for, you can get traffic from all over the place and start to convert some leads to buyers or some leads to deals. So let me take a little break from talking here, guys and gals. Why don't you guys shoot your questions in, and if you could, just kind of get everybody moving again. If you could shoot through the questions panel, if you're enjoying the webinar tonight, if you're enjoying the web clinic tonight, put a big old yes, this is an awesome web clinic or whatever you want to do in there. Kind of help motivate me for the next half hour here to get through the rest of this content that I've got here for you. So Lou, Brian, Sam, all you guys who are on here, if you're enjoying the content, if you got at least one awesome thing from tonight's web clinic, put it in the questions panel. Awesome. There's some coming in. Awesome. Great content. Keith, thanks. Excellent. Good stuff. Yes. Very cool. Yes, this is sweet. Great presentation. Awesome. Love it, guys. Keep sending that stuff in. I love to see it. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me wanting to do more web clinics, and it really keeps me, let's really plow through this stuff. So We've got some more stuff here. And also, I've been talking about REI theme here in a bit. My goal with this web clinic, of course, is to teach you guys as much stuff as I can. But frankly, we've been developing this technology, REI theme. We rolled it out about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months, just kind of in a very, very early beta. And if this technology can help any of you make your lives easier, it's my obligation to let you know about it, because we already have some investors who are using it to really prop up their web presences, get search engine results. I've already mentioned some of them here, to get leads, that kind of thing, to make your web presence easier. So I am going to tell you about that here in a bit. It's not expensive. You're going to be insanely surprised at our expense, because we're really looking at automate stuff on our end as well. So anyway, let's dive into the content some more, give you some more things that you can run with and implement in your business. Let me bounce back, get this questions panel out of the way. Okay, so once again, tip number 1, do that research. I showed you the free tool. Tip number 2, get that title tag optimized. I can guarantee if I looked at all of your websites that are here, probably 90% of them would have a crappy, you'd probably just have your business name on there. That's what most people do, is they put their business name, which doesn't do any good unless people are searching for your business. Get this on there. And with this specific website, guys, and those ones I was showing you before, those websites that I created, just to prove a point that you can get search rankings when you do the research with the right website platform. We didn't do anything else. All we did was change the title tag and optimize the front page for that term. That's it. We didn't build any links, didn't do any social media, nothing. So it's powerful. So once again, those are our biggies. We use them on all of our websites. Here's the tools I mentioned. Here's more tools, I guess. If you really want to get crazy in doing your research, get crazy. Go type up Google Ad Planner. That'll give you even more information than Google Analytics or Google Keyword Tool. Another Google tool is called Google Insights for Search. Insanely awesome. So right there, what that gives you is that gives you some crazy data. Google Trends. This isn't like a really big tool that you'd use all the time. It's something more for curiosity. That screenshot I put up there in the upper right corner is a screenshot I took last week from Google Trends. And once again, it's a free website. You can type in multiple terms. Like I typed in stop foreclosure and I typed in investment properties. And there was no real reason for doing it. I just wanted to see what this showed. So you can see what Google Trends does is it shows the trend of people searching those terms over the years. And why that's important is, especially you could see in the market. So right there in 2004 and 2000 through 2006, a ton of people were typing investment properties. Hardly anybody typed stop foreclosure because nobody was going into foreclosure. So if you're looking to get ahead, or if you're looking to see what's happening before the news even knows about it most of the time, you can see right there, if you were doing the Google Trends tool in 2007 and you saw that big spike for stop foreclosure, you would know that something bad is coming, that a bunch of people are going into foreclosure and some crap's about to hit the fan. So that's a good tool to find out what the world is doing, what the world is searching. Awesome stuff. Check it out. So number 7 is implement fast. This sounds obvious, but this is something that I myself sometimes get caught up in this. I'm a pretty fast implementer, but sometimes I do get caught up in stuff. So, we really keep ourselves busy in order to avoid failure, and I really do believe that. So think about your task list today. Or even this week, right? So really, if you're tuned out of this webinar right now, please come back, because this is probably one of the most important strategy things in the entire call tonight. The other stuff I showed you is really cool on the technical side of things, on the bright and shiny object, that SEO hack, that's cool. But if you don't do what I'm about to talk about in the next 5 minutes, all that stuff's going to go down the drain for you. So think about your task list from today. So what were you doing today, right? Or even this whole week. And you may have had a task list that probably has a whole bunch of stuff on it, many of which are probably really quick and easy things that you can do without much thought. Things like maybe updating your website, or talking to your web guy, or whatever it is. Just really quick and easy tasks. Go to the mailbox, mail these 3 things to my grandma today. Stuff that doesn't matter a whole lot, right? So those are things that don't require much thought. Some things require a lot more brain power, and more than likely those brain power things are the most important things and the ones that really make you the most money. So the busy things that are keeping you afloat, those busy things are really just to keep you afloat, but really don't impact your life, your business in a great way. And I want you to think about that. What things did you have on your task list today? Things to get done today and this week. How many of them were just busy tasks? How many of them are you doing this stuff? You're keeping yourself busy just so you can stay afloat to avoid failure. I really believe that the reason that many of us do all this stuff to keep busy, the less important things, we do those first for some reason. And we really never get to the big important things is because we're trying too hard to keep ourselves busy because we don't want to fail. And that's a biggie. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. And once you learn that busy tasks is not a good thing, if we're working on big things, that means that we're implementing our ideas. And what if those ideas fail? That's what's going through our minds. What if those big ideas fail? That's not our purpose. That's not what we're trying to do. It's all subconscious to protect ourselves from failure. But that's what most of us do, and that's why most people don't get done in their lives or during their day or don't achieve what they want to achieve because they're working on so many busy tasks to keep themselves busy because they don't want to fail. So, what did you do yesterday that actually made you money? This is something I really want you to take away from this call is the next week we need to hit it hard to do several things to make you money, because that's why you're on this call. You're not on the call to have fun. Hopefully we're having a little bit of fun and learning a bunch of stuff. You're on this call to learn how to get more leads because you want to do more deals, because you need to make more money or you want to make more money. So what did you do yesterday that actually made you money? If you did something that made you money yesterday, awesome. You're ahead of the curve. Most people just do a bunch of busy stuff. So what did you do today? Today you're educating yourself on our web clinic, which is awesome. This is going to help you make money if you implement it. What are you going to do tomorrow that actually makes you money? If you're just responding to emails, doing a bunch of mundane stuff, stop that right now and flip that task list around. So rather than doing the easy, busy stuff first, start with the hard stuff. Start with the most important stuff tomorrow, the things that actually make you money. And once you get those done, you'll have a lot more energy to get the rest of the stuff done with time to spare, because when you get big stuff done that is pushing forward your life, that's pushing forward your business, that's actually making you money, it energizes you. I know whenever I get caught up in answering emails all day and looking at newsletters, if you're answering emails all day, unsubscribe from almost every newsletter you can, except for the one or two that you resonate the most with. I hope that ours is that one of them. If not, unsubscribe from it, because don't want you to be spending your time checking emails all the time. So continual rapid implementation is the biggest differentiator between average and the ultra successful in life, in real estate. I know a lot of guys who are doing multiple millions a year in real estate. One of my buddies down in Texas, he's in Houston, actually Dallas, he does a lot of deals in Houston. His name is Carlos. He is one of the most productive guys I've ever met, one of the biggest achievers I've ever met. Has acquired almost 3,000 multi-properties since 2008. And he's always implementing, always doing new stuff. So I see it over and over again. And the most important, the most successful people I know, they're always putting things out. They're always trying new things. They're always getting stuff out there. Not that they never fail. They fail all the time. They do fail, but they learn from those failures and they continually test and try new things over and over again. If what you've tried so far to get leads online for your real estate business hasn't worked, it just means that you haven't tried enough stuff quickly enough to find what works. Stuff does work. The stuff we've talked about tonight does work. So start to implement that stuff quickly. Get in that mindset of rapid implementation. Do the important stuff first, the stuff that makes you money. Keep the busy stuff to the side. That's not the stuff that's going to make you money and improve your life. That's the stuff that drags you down. So step number 8 is invest, of course. So you want to plant a seed you can plant a seed without water and sunshine, but it won't grow. That's a quote I heard from someone recently. So some steps to invest wisely with your online marketing. So if you're going to do the SEO stuff, go do it. There's those 2 quick SEO hacks I gave you. Go do them on your website. Ask your template provider to do that if they'll even allow that. Most of them don't. REI Theme, we actually do a lot of that for you. Or if you're going to do pay-per-click or direct mail, whatever it is, these are some things that are going to help you. So number 1 is build or buy a solid foundation that's proven. So once again, go build a website if you don't have one. Hire a web guy who knows what he's doing if that's the route you want to go. Go find a template website if that's the route you want to go. I'm going to show you how we're taking on a few more beta clients here for REI Theme, because it's not really officially released in full version yet, but we're wanting to have people help us out test some stuff. That could be your solid foundation. Get the solid foundation that's proven first. That could be getting the solid foundation in your direct mail marketing. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever marketing you're looking at right now, get that solid foundation. Know what you're offering and get the right message like we've been talking. So once again, if you're going to do direct mail and you have no clue what you want on the message, go do that research we were talking about earlier. Talk to 5 cash buyers, if that's what your direct mail is for, to generate cash buyers, and ask them, what's the most important thing for you as a cash buyer? What frustrates you when you're finding investment properties? Blah, 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 blah. So if one of the frustrations from an investment property, from looking for investment properties, a bunch of people say is, shoot, biggest frustration I have is trying to differentiate the fakers from the real people, the people who actually have real deals from the people who are just reposting deals they find on Craigslist. So that's something you could target in your direct mail campaign if you wanted to, or your website. Real deals, direct from the source, exclusive, blah, blah, blah. That's your message. So get that message right. And not until you get those 2 things, you get the solid foundation of whatever it is. So the solid foundation of marketing, so you know what you're doing in direct mail, your website foundation, whatever you're using. Get the message right. Find several lead sources and try them out. You don't only want to try one. So if you're going to do SEO on the side. Do a blog post every week. Do your Google keyword tool. Type in some terms so you can know what people are typing into Google. Make a blog post based on what people are already looking for. That's a lead source. Go try Craigslist. Hire a company. You can hire companies now for $1 a post to go post your ad on sites all around the U.S. And you could pay less than $20 or $30 a month and have a bunch of ads up there. Try that up. That's less than $50 or less than $100 if you really want to go hog wild. Trying Craigslist. Test a bunch of different ads. See which ones work the best. If you can't get that to work, stop it or refine it, right? So try several lead sources. Track those results. That's the biggie. So if you're newer in the internet stuff, if you don't have a website, just know that you should track stuff. Don't right now think that you have to go out and learn how to track a link. If you already have a website, once again, go to that service that I mentioned before, bit.ly.com, bit.ly. It's free. Just go there, put in the thing to get your tracking links, hop in there every now and then, see what your links are performing. Track those results, because if you don't know how many people are landing on your page, if you don't have Google Analytics on your website, it's going to be really hard improving those results. And then number 5, reinvest in what's working. Stop or tweak what's not. This is a big mistake that people make, is they keep on doing SEO. They keep on sending the same mailing out. Let's say you have 5 different marketing activities going on. You've got direct mail postcards going out all the time. You've got a newspaper ad. You've got your website. You've got Google pay-per-click. All this stuff's coming in. You see leads coming in, and you're not really tracking and seeing what's actually bringing the best leads. So one of the biggest ways to cut your advertising budget, if you're more advanced right now and you're actually spending money generating leads, you're bringing in leads, then one of the best ways to cut your advertising budget is to track your stuff and take out the stuff that's performing the worst, ramp up your ad buys and the stuff that's performing the best. And that's how you just really make your margins go way up. I love this quote. You'll either invest your money or your time. You never want to invest both. If you're going to do your SEO, those quick little search engine optimization hacks yourself, awesome. You're investing your time. But you don't want to also be trying to throw money away elsewhere, doing the same thing. So invest your money or time, never do both. If you have money, if you've got money to spare, pay someone who knows what they're doing to do that stuff for you. If you've got money and you don't want to build your own website from scratch like the 20% of people in the survey, pay a web guy. Go buy a template site that fits your need. Invest, have somebody else do that for you. So here's an email from Curtis. See, this is from about a month ago, a little less than a month ago. And Curtis joined the REI theme thing. And guys, this is insanely cool stuff. I'm going to show you really what REI theme does here in a second. But here it is. My name is Curtis Squires. We've been in the business full time for 15 years. Flip about 6 to 7 houses a month. We're killing it straight off the MLS, and I've done 0 motivated seller marketing for a few years. Blah blah blah. I spent all day Saturday looking for a decent, simple, effective. I hate the word template, but template seller site. I could toss up, and man, there's a ton of crap out there. I have to say that your site setup is the best thing out there. Blah blah blah. Highly customizable, super well priced, without the flashy bloated bleep features, all that kind of stuff. So here's Curtis's website. You saw some examples of some of those other REI theme websites. The cool thing is you can customize the heck out of them. If you already have a website, guys and gals, awesome. Take the stuff I ran with tonight. I'm going to show you the link to our best converting landing page in about 5 minutes. And you can just go and take that and run with it. If you're looking for a website, or if you need a better website, if you're tired of the one that's not producing results and you want to customize it, you want to take full control, that's what Curtis did here about a month ago. It comes with the pre-done landing pages, or you can do as many as you want to do. You can do unlimited squeeze pages. We optimize your title tag for you based on a certain term. So his website already on the first page, he's only had his site up for a month on the first page of Google for Stop Foreclosure Now Palm Springs. So granted, it's not getting a billion searches a month, but it is getting searches. And by being there, he's going to start getting some leads. So one key that all the stuff I went over tonight, all eight keys, plus what Curtis did and all the other investors that are really doing well online with leads, is you use the right technology to make it easier to implement fast on the important things. So there's a lot of systems out there that really confuse the crap out of people, throwing here's free funding when it's never, it's a lot of it's overhyped stuff. Here's $5 million in funding. Here's how to analyze all this stuff. Here's free leads. Most of the time that stuff is really geared toward a newbie who really doesn't know any better. I'm not going to say that's always the case. There's some great systems out there. You just really need to find that is the right technology for you to make it easier for you to implement fast on the important things for you, for your business. So the technology and system, the REI theme one that we've been talking about a little bit here, it's based on what larger successful investors have been doing, not what smaller guys have been doing. It's repeatable. All the stuff we talked about tonight, it's applicable to any real estate business. All the stuff we talked about tonight is pretty easy to implement. I didn't really throw the insanely technical stuff at you, which that could be a whole nother web clinic if you guys want to. And that's really what separates extreme success from just surviving with a shiny object. So for those who are ready to simplify and ramp up that online presence, like I said, we've been developing REI theme for about the past 6 months, and our first version of it was in 2009. Actually, like I said, we were creating websites for investors way back then, but we never marketed it. It was just to the people that we knew through our email subscriber list. We never ever marketed it. And then it went away, and we decided once I sold one of my companies in June that we kept on getting a bunch of people emailing asking for them. So I put some money into it, built the system that I like, just based on my experience. And one of the biggest things that people, of course, need is you really want to brand your site so it's your own. You've seen this one look of these websites so far tonight, but you can make the thing look anything you want. You can make it 1 column, you can make it 3 columns, you do whatever you want to do. Helps you attract leads and get full control. So with that little beta program, I guess first of all, I hope, guys and gals, that you've got a ton out of tonight's training. There's a whole bunch more that I could go into, and I probably will do another training call in the next few weeks that really dives more in detail about certain things, maybe Google pay-per-click, how to actually use Google pay-per-click or Craigslist to get leads, little things like that. So what we're really looking for is we're looking to test some new features of REI theme, and we're looking for 15 investors, newer experience, doesn't matter. What is REI theme? It's the REI theme closed beta group. I'll show you a little bit more about that on the next slide here. We're starting it next week, so you're gonna be insanely surprised at what I'm about to offer here, guys and gals. It's kind of crazy. Why? Like I said, we're looking for a new group of investors to put through the system. We've only got right now, I think, 2 or 3 dozen investors who are, using the sites. We want to bring in a few more people that are a little bit less experienced and get some more people who are really experienced to test some stuff out. But we want to test it out so we can really refine the software, work things out, find what you love about it, hate about it, get you some results, and we're going to give you some cool stuff in exchange. So once again, 15 investors is all we're looking for in the system. I haven't even really showed you the system, guys and gals. So if you guys want, put yes in there to yes right now if you want me to show you a demo of REI theme, like to show you actually how to set up sites, what it looks like. 1 second, 1 second as the motorcycle goes by. So the REI theme system, it's in a simple, effective, and professional real estate investor online presence system. It's not a website template system. Built to help you take full control over your site, lead generation, and leverage SEO finally, because most of them really, they say that they do, but they don't. And our direct response marketing knowledge in your business, without the fluff, without the hype, stuff that you don't need. Decide on which sites you want. So we've got buyer sites, seller sites, main company credibility sites. We're making even new designs. You can do unlimited lead pages, done for you templates. So you can use our Warren Buffett lead page. You can use our smart passive income lead page, all those ones. Member training. We train you every month on how to actually get traffic, which is a novel idea. We give you SEO tools, property listing engine with Google Maps. I'll show you all this stuff. Blog, lead magnets, the whole thing. So what we're going to do for this beta program, then I'll show you how to join essentially, and it's insanely cheap, guys. Once again, you're going to be insanely surprised at this number that I throw over here. It's a loss leader for us. We just want to get some cool people in. So as part of it, I'm going to do 4 weeks of training and Q&A webinars with this beta group. We already have some people who have joined the beta group from my personal email list, like 4 or 5 people. That's why we're only limiting this to 15. I'm going to give you all 8 SEO hacks. I only showed you 2. Those 2 are really simple. I'm going to show you 6 more really simple ones that can really ramp up your website even more. The ins and outs of Google AdWords. So that's one of the topics. We're going to show you how to use Google AdWords. One of my buddies generates several hundred cash buyer leads a week in Atlanta, in Los Angeles, in Florida, and several other markets. 100% using Google AdWords and SEO. A special strategy on automating your cash buyer generation. One of my buddies named Jason, he told me about this in a mastermind that I hosted a few, would have been in August. And a mastermind that we hosted in August, his name is Jason. He's up in Indianapolis. He used this crazy clever technique with voice broadcasting. So you can do text messaging or voice broadcasting. He sent a certain message to real estate agents to build a cash buyers list, and the system did the whole thing for him. I'll just tell you what he did. I'll give you the exact script of what he said on it to help you get local cash buyers from your real estate agents and get those real estate agents sending you their best cash buyers. One of the big things that people have a problem with is, okay, you need content in your website, but you get brain block on what you need to write. I'm going to show you exactly what to write every week or every month. I'm going to show you my content strategy that we use. We actually write content for a lot of our customers. It's an extra cost because I pay my writers, and actually sometimes I hop in and write some articles. But I'll show you exactly what we do to write content that gets search engine rankings. How to convert website visitors to private lenders. And then one thing that this is a real biggie. So we're actually going to work with you, either myself, Kyle, who's my brother, he's on my team, or Chris, who's on my team, or maybe all 3 of us, for 2 hours to customize your site for you, so you can make your website look as unique as you want it, full control over it. So what you get, all this stuff, unlimited lead pages, custom and tested lead pages uploaded to your site so you can use them. We'll do the baseline SEO for your specific real estate market once again. So like those sites I showed you before, those ones that got search rankings really quickly where we really didn't do anything, that's what we're going to do for you. That one that was Stop Foreclosure Now Charleston, that customer didn't do anything. We did the baseline SEO for them and got them there. We can't guarantee that you're going to rank well, number 1 for those, but we're going to give you an edge. Of course, the more competitive your market is, if you're looking to get investment properties in Phoenix, that's going to be a tough one to rank well just with a title tag and on-page optimization, but that'll give you a boost. You'll have 100% customizable look and feel, so you have full control over what it looks like. You don't have to have a site that looks like 400 others, which is cool. Email autoresponder integration, so if you have MailChimp, Aweber, we'll go ahead and integrate that into your system for you. We'll give you stock content to get you started, but then we're going to help you customize that content. That's what part of that 2 hours is. We're going to help you customize it for your specific market, for your specific business, once again, so your website doesn't say the same thing everybody else says. Full training in a members area if you have questions. Once again, 2 hours of our time. Property listings engine, so when you have properties you need to sell, that's part of what the system does, and I'll do a demo. And once again, if you guys want a demo, I'll do a quick 10-15 minute demo. Just shoot through the questions panel. Yes, demo. I'll hop off, do a demo. We'll answer questions, all kinds of cool stuff. It shows Google Maps, Street View, blog, all kinds of stuff here. We'll help you get the Google Analytics on there. there's a split testing feature, so you can actually see what your pages and your contact forms are converting at. So that's a cool feature. I didn't even mention that here on this call, where you can see, okay, this VIP buyers list page is converting at 14%, and you can do your own split tests. So essentially, what this will give you, it'll give you full control over your site, the look, feel, the content. It's really easy to use. It'll give you an edge in SEO. We don't just say that, it's a real edge. Finally, simplicity. That's one of the main thing I really wanted to build in, was make it simple as heck to use. Save tons of time and money rather than doing it yourself or hiring a web guy. And access to us. That's the biggest thing, is we're not just throwing out these websites for investors. We're actually here to answer questions and help. So for just one payment of $295 is what I was thinking we were going to do, because all the time that we're doing, but we're going to cut that down just to $95 for the beta program. Once again, we only want 15 investors, and we really ask that you take this seriously and know it's not a push button, make money without working kind of thing. This is for people who seriously want to make their web presence better, to make it look better, to make it more credible, to make it perform better in the search engines, to make it perform better once people actually land on it, to make it easy to use. It's a hype-free system, a system that works, and a system that for people who are really willing to put the work in for us. So that the $95 is kind of our gateway to get into the beta program, and that'll get you all that personal time with us. We don't offer that elsewhere, so that's why we're even charging the $95 up front, because we want to make sure that we give these beta members the best chance possible of success, because we want to give you our personal time. We'll give you all those resources, and you only pay per month depending on what websites you want. So if you want just one website, let's say you just want a seller website, you only pay $29 a month for it. Or a buyer website. If you want just one buyer website, it's $29 a month. If you want two websites, so a buyer and a seller or whatever mixture, $39. If you want all three sites, a main company credibility site, a motivated buyer site, and a seller site, all of them have squeeze pages. They all have drag and drop forms. So if you want to create your own forms or edit our forms, it's all drag and drop stuff. You can do it really quickly and easily. That's only $49 a month, and we'll never raise your rate. Once again, it's only $95. And here's the link, and then I'm going to bounce off and do Q&A. I've also, before I do, I've also got a few other things here that I want to throw at you. So www.reitheme, so reitheme.com/15, so 15. Go there, you'll see the little order page. It's not a fancy order page. We just threw that up today. You'll see, you'll pay the $95. It'll take you to just a random thank you page. We didn't have time to set up the thank you page for it, but we'll have your information. We'll get a hold of you tomorrow to figure out if you want one website, 2 or 3, then we'll get you rolling on that. Or if you have questions about it, shoot the questions through or email me personally at trevor@reitheme.com. I'm available. So some people are asking why the monthly fee. We maintain the server. You don't have to do it. So all the security on the server, people aren't going to hack it. We fully support it by email and live chat. So we do have live chat during the week. You don't have to worry about it. It includes hosting of your sites and your files. So that includes hosting. You don't have to pay extra for hosting. The average cost of a really competent website built from scratch, that would really have a fraction of the features. I haven't even told you about most of the stuff that REI Theme can do. It's about $2,400. So if you want to hire somebody out to get something similar, kind of similar to this, it'd be about $2,400. It would take 48 months of the monthly fee to equal that $2,800. That's 4 years. But the thing is, if you were to have someone build your website, once again, you have to pay hosting on top of that. So you're paying a hosting fee on top of the amount of money you're paying a web guy, or you're paying a hosting fee on top of the time that you're building to build your own website. You have to hire your web guy to make changes or spend your own time to make changes. You have to worry about security. You have to update your site when it needs updated. You have to stay with the times, all that kind of stuff. That's why there's the very, very affordable monthly fee. And once again, we'll never raise that rate on you. We are raising those rates once we get out of the beta rate for everybody, out of the beta program for everybody else. And the best thing is, as we find things that work better, as we find new squeeze pages, as we find new content, new things like that, we improve the system for you. So we pass you those squeeze pages down and say, hey, this is one that one of our members use. It works really well. Give it a go. Or hey, here's one that we tested. Give it a go. So that's a huge, huge value. And then you get the monthly training once again. So we give you training every month. So here's a couple bonuses. Then I promise I'm bouncing off right after this slide. some bonuses for all 15 beta. I'm not going to like do, hey, the first 5, that cheesy kind of stuff. We'll give you 3 lead conversion email autoresponder sequences written for you. So we'll give you an entire 7 email autoresponder sequence for your buyer site, for your seller site, and for your main company credibility site, which is like your private lender type one. We'll give that to you. And those are ones that I actually wrote myself. But if you were to hire that out, it'd be a minimum of $675 to write emails that work that well. We'll just give those to you so you can plug them in. We'll give you those word-for-word ads I was mentioning. So those word-for-word ads, those Google ads that are converting really, really good to get cash buyers in Google, take those ads and use them in your market and see how they work. The first 5, reason we have to limit this to first 5 is because this takes a ton of our time to do this. The first 5, just to kind of sweeten the pot, because we really want to fill this beta program up tonight. Because of course we want to move on with it, get things improved, and grow the system from there, bring in new clients. Is we're going to do a Facebook lead generation fan page tab for you. So if you have a Facebook page, or if you don't have a Facebook page, create one. We'll help you. We'll show you how to create one. And then we'll go in and we'll create a tab for you that essentially links up to your website that is a squeeze page to build a cash buyers list for you. So we'll do that for you. That's like a minimum of $195 value. Those are all the benefits you get with that $95. If you wanted to, being 100% transparent, you could go to reiatheme.com right now and you could join for a $1 trial. But you're not going to get any of the stuff I just mentioned. And the reason we're giving this attention is because we're doing those 4 weeks of webinars. And in exchange for all this, we need your feedback. We need your feedback. We need what you like, what you don't like. We want your testimonial if it works well for you. And that's why we're willing to spend all this time with you. So let's bounce out. I know there's a bunch of questions. Okay. Shoot your questions through. Okay, cool. Okay, there's a bunch of people asking about the demo. Can you, Lou, great question, man. Can you integrate with Infusionsoft? Yeah, yes and no. So here's the yes answer. You can go into Infusionsoft and you can create your own web forms with Infusionsoft, right? So you'd create your Infusionsoft web form, and then you can put that on the website anywhere you want. So we would show you how to do that. And the lead pages, actually, you can take your Infusionsoft code, and I'll show you that right now. Actually, let's do this. Okay, so I'm logging in. As you'll see, this is a WordPress-based system, but it's highly, highly, highly customized, and we're going to be putting some crazy, crazy cool updates here in the next 2 or 3 months that you guys are all going to get for free as well. That's going to make your sites perform better, easier to use. And we're actually going to be updating the look and feel of this to make it simpler so it doesn't look like WordPress. But let's say you were to go here to lead pages. And Lou, this is just showing you all how you can integrate your own opt-in form code with your lead pages. So I'm just going to go to this specific lead page. It's already created. And okay. And you can see right here. So here's the headline: get access to our exclusive list of wholesale properties, blah, 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 in Las Vegas. Here's the content. You can put anything you want in here. You can put a video on here, pictures, whatever you want to do. And then down here, all you got to do is you can select one of our lead page templates. Right now we've got 3. We're building a couple more in, but we don't want to build in a lot because we only want to keep the ones that work in there. And there's no reason to build 20 different page styles or 20 different lead pages when we know the ones that work the best. So we're keeping the 3 simple ones that work the best in here for now. And we've got a couple more coming out soon. And then you can select, this is where you would do the integration. So you can either use our forms. So we have a forms engine, which I'll show you, where you can create your own forms, your intake forms. You can edit ours. You can drag and drop, do all kinds of crazy, crazy cool stuff. Or let's say you just want to use your own opt-in code. You would go to your Infusionsoft account, get that opt-in form code. You would paste it right in here. Paste. Let's assume I pasted a code in there. And then you'd go ahead and click update. And then now that page would have your Infusionsoft code in it. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back. And I'm just going to choose this one because it's just one of the ones that's in there. And if you wanted to kind of update what your thing looked like, you can take the header out. You can add your logo in, do whatever you want to do. I'm just going to go ahead and click update. And this is on one of my like demo websites. It's called LasVegasForeclosureProperties.com that we set up. So go here. You can see we threw in a background image insanely. It takes like 4 seconds to do that. So here's the headline. You can change the colors of this stuff. Put a video here if you wanted to once again. But this specific form I chose wasn't designed to fit on this squeeze page. But you can see right there I did that. Let's say we wanted to go and put a header in there that's on our website. We just go down here, we'll go down to simple header, and that'll add our logo on there. We found that in some markets adding a logo will convert better, and some logo doesn't convert better. But you see I push enter. That's all I did was refresh the page, and that was the logo's right there. And same thing, you can include a background image, take the background image out. You can include menu, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's the answer for the Infusionsoft integration. Yes, if you have the web page, the form, the opt-in form code, then yes, you can do that. Cool. How long have you been doing web design, Patricia? Honestly, Patricia, my business has never been web design. My business has always been using the internet to generate leads and traffic for my own businesses, and that's where we learned. So I've been doing that since 2006 is when I put up the first website, and we've generated over 60,000 leads in the last 3 years, 100% using the internet. And like I said, just because we started getting a lot of questions and people who saw our old version of our REI theme websites 3 years ago in 2009, we decided to relaunch it and really get serious about it this spring, and that's what became of this. So we have a lot of experience in actually getting traffic and converting. We aren't web designers. We have web designers on our team. Joe is asking, do you put links on your investing sites where a buyer could go from buyer site to company site or seller site? So essentially she's asking if there's links to go back and forth between sites. You know what? Here's my take on it. I'm not going to say this is the categorical answer to everything. I say on your main company site, you always want to have links to both, right? So on your main company site, say, hey, if you're interested in buying properties, click here. If you're interested in selling a home, click here. If it's your buyer's website, I would link to my main site, but never link from your buyer site to your seller site and vice versa. Because you want to make sure if someone's a seller and they're a motivated seller, that you don't distract them by serving them up a message to buyers. So that's my take on it. Patricia. Yeah, so Patricia, if you were to join in this little beta group for REI Theme, you do need to get your own domain. We can, I mean, you don't have to get a domain. You can use our domain, which is trustedinrealestate.com. So you could just use a subdomain on that, like it could be patricia.trustedinrealestate.com, but you don't want to do that. You want to get your own domain. So go to GoDaddy or we use a website called Namecheap, Namecheap. GoDaddy's a wreck. I mean, you can buy stuff, but I don't like their privacy policy. It's not good. I've bought domains both places, but yes, you do need your own domain name. Once you get that, we'll hook it up to your website real easily. Donna, so I'm interested, had a long day and had a busy day, have a busy day tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. So awesome. We'll talk to you here in a bit, Donna. So Joe, good to see you, man. Joe's got three squeeze pages now, and after watching this webinar, he realizes his are complete crap. Okay, so this is a great segue. Joe and everybody else. So before you leave, here is the example of one of the best converting squeeze pages we've ever used. And I can't say that this is going to convert the best for every market. I'm just saying this is the highest conversion rate we'd ever got. It was insane. It was over 50% for this traffic. It's simple. You can see it looks different than the other ones. And we're actually going to be integrating this design into REI Theme shortly. It's not in there yet. We're probably another few weeks out for this one and another one of our designs. So you can use this in REI Theme in about a month. But one of the things that we tested was this picture. So number one, you need to make sure if you use this squeeze page, so type this in, go to this domain name, thereibrain.com, so the website that you subscribe to come to this web clinic. So thereibrain.com/cashbuyers.html. That'll take you to the page that I see right here. And you can follow along. And one quick tip, I'm going to show you after I talk about this web page, I'm going to show you how to download it for yourself. So one thing you want to do is you want to make sure if you use this page that you put a picture of a house in there that looks like a house in the city you're marketing to. This house right here would not fly in Phoenix. So if you're marketing to Phoenix, you need to put a house that looks like a Phoenix house. You're one with like a brown lawn and stuff like that. In Phoenix type prices, right? So this one, specific one, was for LA. That's a LA type, craftsman bungalow type house. That pricing, may or may not be in line with that neighborhood, whatever. But that's pointing down there. Get access now. Up to 50% off in investment properties in LA. We need to sell these 13 discounted investment properties. So a quick little marketing lesson for you. We did some tests and we changed one word in this headline that brought the conversions up a lot. This one word was the word these. And read it without the word these. We need to sell 13 discounted investment properties. That's not as powerful as we need to sell these 13 discounted investment properties. Because in your mind, you're thinking these, well, there's specific properties. Then you go down here. This is all above the fold. It's really simple. And let me show you the magic. You remember when I was showing you with that, I was showing you the White House website, how it had the opt-in box, then the link down there that said, no thanks, go to website. We put this on here, and that helped conversions too, because on average, on a good website, on a good squeeze page, depending on your traffic, you're going to get a conversion rate between 15% and 35% probably. If you get over 50%, that's insanely awesome. So if you're getting a 20% conversion rate, that means 80% of everybody who landed on your squeeze page is leaving without giving you their info. So by having this in there, by having this link that says, no thanks, I don't want to put my info in right now, but I'll click to go to the website, that means you're getting probably another 20, 30, 40% of those people who wouldn't have opted in to go to your website, check it out, and maybe they will opt in over there. They'll opt into your free report, or maybe they'll learn more about your company and now opt into your cash buyers list. So what you want to do to download this, I'm using Chrome, the browser Chrome. And guys and gals, I appreciate y'all hanging on here. We're 2 hours in, and my wife called. My parents are in town right now, so I better fly through this. But if you want to download this, right-click on your browser, just right here on the page. Right-click, and on Chrome, you can see Save As. I think in Firefox it says Save Page As. Internet Explorer, I think it says something like Save As or Save Page or Save Page As or something. But you're going to right-click, hold down the right, you're going to right-click and then click on the page, and then find whatever that is that says Save. You're going to click the Save As, and then you're going to save that to your website or save that to your computer. And what you're doing is you're saving this entire, it's called an HTML template. So you can take this template, go find if you have what's called an HTML editor, like a software called Dreamweaver or Microsoft Front Page, you would open it up with that. Or you can have a web guy say, tell a web guy, hey, here's this template, put these words in there, put my opt-in code in there so it's hooked up to my autoresponder, and put it on my website. Awesome. Or once again, if you're an REI theme member, we're going to get this one built in so you don't have to work with any of the code, which is cool. But if you want to get this, all you got to do is download it right there. That's a slick little trick. If you like a squeeze page that you see anywhere, guys, download it, save as. It's on your computer now. You can edit it and make it your own. So cool. Let's go back to questiones. Okay. So Joe. Okay, cool, Stuart. Awesome, man. Stuart says, put me down as a beta. Lou, JP Marsh. Okay, let's go down. So Joe's asking again, does your buyer site have opt-in thing for private lenders? The buyer site does. We make it an option because not everybody wants to have the private lender option on there. So with the buyer site, I'll show you over here. So this right here, this Las Vegas foreclosure properties is on our buyer platform. Once again, you can make it look anything you want it to look like, guys and gals. I'm going to go to the home page for Las Vegas foreclosure properties. You can see the colors are here. You can change the colors. You can change the links easy. You can put your logo up there easy. You can change everything over here. Upload your social media, your blog posts. We put in stock images for you, but you can put whatever images you want in there. Put a video in here or use our stock images. We put stock content in for you, but once again, we really urge you to go in there and edit the content. We'll show you what we advise to do. So long story short, going back to forms. So I'm in here. I'm just going to go ahead and click forms. And this will take us to the forms engine. Well, let's give a quick little demo on how that works. So by default, when you join as a beta, and I haven't even looked, so I don't know if the betas are all full or not, but if it's still there, www.reitheme.com/15. Go ahead and join as a beta. So here's the forms that we give you by default, but you can go in and create your own forms. It's really easy. But let's say we wanted to edit our wholesale buyers list form. So what we've done is we've made it a two-step process. We make it a put in your name and email, and then choose what type of investor you are, or what type of buyer you are. Are you an owner-occupied buyer or investor? After they submit that, and then that's your choice as a user to say, okay, I want to use the form that's a two-step form. Then you would take them to the page that says, okay, now that you've joined our VIP buyers list, give us your information so we can send you the properties first. And that's where that option is. So, if you wanted to change this form, once again, I'm just going to show the ease of it. You can drag this down here. Let's say you wanted the email up top instead of the name. You just drag it around. Let's say you wanted to add a checkbox for some reason, whatever. You're building your own form, a checkbox. Go ahead and click edit, and you edit the thing. So type of financing. I don't know how to spell finance. Okay, here we go. I'm totally fried right now, guys. Anyway, you can change all this stuff. You can see what I'm doing, adding in checkboxes. Some other kind of cool stuff that you can do with the forms engine. You can add a CAPTCHA if you want. If you know what that is, awesome. If not, no biggie. You can add a field where, let's say, your private lenders or your bird dogs would upload files for you to look at properties. You could add a file upload box. They could upload files to your website for you. Post fields, pricing fields. For some reason, if you were selling something, awesome, you can do all that. You can make your forms multi-page forms. So let's say you wanted to make it a 3-page form. Awesome, whatever. So yeah, I mean, that is in there, Joe, but it's something you have to turn on. Simon, the monthly charge. Okay, didn't finish the question. Shooting the... Okay, cool. So Simon asked, does the monthly charge for the site start immediately or after the website's set up? So we're going to get the site set up within about 4 or 5 days. We've really streamlined things on our end where we can get sites set up pretty quickly. So within 4 or 5 days after submitting, so probably by mid next week, we're going to have all of your sites set up, and then we're going to start with the customization. So that's when the time starts, when you can use my team for the 2 hours of customization. I'm not making money on the $95. That goes away with the customization, with me doing the 4 weeks of webinars, with us doing the Facebook fan page for the first 5 who joined. So that's more of a barrier of entry, and for me to hopefully recoup some of that cost for all the extras that we're doing. But the monthly fee will start 30 days after you submit the form, after you choose how many websites you want. So let's say you submit the $95 beta fee tonight, and then for some reason you don't even get to telling us how many websites you want until Monday. And then you go through there, submit, okay, I want 2 websites. We'll give you the form, fill this out. This will be the form to get you going with the 2-website monthly plan. You're not going to get charged for 30 days. So it's at least 30 days out before you'll get that first monthly charge. And then it'll be monthly after that. Stuart, can I pay more for your staff? Yeah, that is something we started to do, where we've got Chris on my team and then Kyle on my team. Kyle's actually my brother, so a lot of you will be talking with him a lot. We have time blocks, so we don't do by the hour. It's a minimum of a 2-hour time block, and the time blocks are not very much. Once again, it's a lost leader for us, because I know when people are able to get the website that they want to get, that they want to use, you're going to stay with us as a customer for a long time. If you don't get the website you want and it's not customized the way you want, then you're probably going to cancel. So we want to make sure we do everything we can to have you loving the site that you have. And yes, we do make it available where you can buy time block hours from us. Cool. Yeah, so in the way our time block hours work is if it's basic updates. So if we're adding new forms for you, if we're updating your content or integrating your MailChimp into our system, your MailChimp email thing, then that's going to be the cheaper rate. If you need us to do any custom programming for your website, if you need us to do any custom graphics, like crazy good graphics, then that's going to be a little bit more extra. But we don't, once again, it's kind of a lost leader for us. Okay, Al, I'm not sure when you sent this in. How do you get involved? But I'm going to pop this back up. Then I'm going to start bouncing through and doing some more demo, guys. And if anybody has any more questions, shoot them through. I'm going to keep going until 7:15, which is not very much time. Then I'm going to bounce and let everybody go to dinner. But to join, Al, like I said, we're taking on 15. I don't know how many have come through because I haven't had a chance to look at my email. but it's www.reitheme.com/15. And the way the process is going to work, you'll see the page. It's for the $95. Submit that. It's going to take you, I don't even know what it's going to take you to after that, actually, because we just set that up last minute. So it might be like a blank thank you page. But rest assured, we'll get your info, and we're going to email you tomorrow. We're going to say, okay, do you want one website, 2, or 3? And then we'll send you the link to get that going, to where you can tell us what information you want on the site. So, what are the domain names for those 3 websites or the 1 website? What market, what city do you mainly invest in, so we can do that initial search engine optimization for you to give you that jump start. So, okay, cool. Okay, so Patricia, how much is crazy graphics? That right there is, it's going to be about 40 to 45 an hour, which is really good. But our guys can work quick, and it's going to be closer to 40 an hour, and that our guys can work really quick, like I said. So if it's usually a really solid graphic, isn't even going to take 20 minutes or half hour, maybe an hour at the most. Our 2-hour time block for customizations is only $60. So for $60, you get 2 hours of our team, which we make that 2 hours really liberal. I mean, if we work fast, and if there's some extra stuff that you need to get done that goes beyond the 2 hours, we'll just get it done for you. Once again, our goal isn't to make a bunch of money doing website customizations. Our goal is so you have the site that you want, so you stay customers of ours forever. That is the goal. So that's the way we work. Yeah, Simon. Once again, I haven't looked at the numbers, guys. So as far as the Facebook lead tab, so Patricia, you're in. Awesome, congrats. Okay, so Stuart's saying it goes to REI Chimp. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, cool. So Stuart, that kind of goes with, once again, that goes with the whole thing of implement fast. We were implementing fast because we wanted to get a good beta group of people, and we didn't even get a thank you page. So that goes with, you don't need things perfect to get results. And like you said, it goes to some funky thank you page, so don't worry about that. Patricia, how many hours does it take? That's up to you. I mean, if you're really dedicated to growing this business, you're going to live, eat, and breathe growing your real estate business. Part of that's going to be getting your website to where you want it. Once again, we're going to dedicate 2 hours to you. So if you have content, we'll guide you on what we think you should edit. We'll edit that content for you, or you can do it. We have training videos that show you how to do everything. But as far as how many hours does it take, let's just say the first week, over and above what we're doing for you, maybe you should spend 30 minutes a day for the first week customizing your content. And then after that, what we really suggest is at least an hour a week doing a blog post, and we'll give you the blog post outline to really follow. So if you want results, you got to work hard for it. We work a lot, and I'm not going to lie, we work a lot. We spend a lot of time on what we do because we want the best results. So you'll get what you put into it. A bunch of people are asking about the Facebook lead tab. Yes, cool. As far as the Facebook tab, yeah, guys, once again, I have no clue if there's 2 people that have joined or 15 already. There could be more than 15. If we get more than 15 tonight, we'll deal with it. We'll figure it out. Either we'll take the first 15 and refund the money to the people after 15, or I'll see if we can actually carve out time. I'm not even sure yet. But for the Facebook tab, we'll bump that up for the first 10. So if you jumped in quick, because like I said, that takes our time, like a lot of time, and I'm losing money at that. So we'll bump it up to the first 10. So yeah, if you're in the first 10, we'll give that Facebook fan page tab for you. If not, then yeah, if not, then we can figure something out where it's a really, really cheap rate just to get you the thing. Rebecca. Okay, Rebecca, with that one, since that's a special situation, you were one of our original clients way back when, which is cool. Glad to see you come back once we rolled this new one out. Email me. So email me at that email address, trevor@reitheme.com. Tomorrow morning I'll get back to you and we'll connect with you and get that rolling for you. Cool. So a couple more minutes of demo stuff, guys and gals. So once again, we've got the form engine. You can do all that stuff. You've got posts, so you can do blog posts. I haven't even had a chance to show you most of the stuff, so I'm just going to go to the blog right here. You can choose to use the blog or not, and you can do as many blog posts as you want or not. With this sample site, we didn't put images in here. That's why no images showing up. Go ahead and click to the blog. You know, they all have the Facebook likes. We integrate social media. We're putting a Google Plus in there and a Twitter share thing in there shortly. You've got that. You've got all the social media sharing stuff, which is easy once we show you how to do all this stuff. We pre-built a testimonials page for you. All you got to do is go in there and put your own testimonials in. You've got the quotes engine. So one thing I was showing you on one of those other websites, let's see, it's bounced back. So this one right here, this quotes engine on this Pivot Properties. So Pivot Properties is using an REI theme site. And you can see they chose to keep the stock colors, the stock everything. So you can choose to keep these colors, or you can choose to make the colors of your business. And we'll totally do that all for you within that 2 hours. But here's the quotes engine. So right there, I'm going to show you how to actually add quotes. So go down to quotes. You would click quotes. We give you some stock quotes, which are like motivational type quotes that you can leave on your website if you want. But then you would just go down there and click add new quotes to add quotes, or you can delete ones. Upload files, add your own pages, change stuff around, all kinds of stuff. This is one thing a lot of people ask about is, well, heck, I don't want this link up here, right? So let's say you don't want that link. You go here to what we call menus, and this is the menu. So you can see right there, home, properties for sale, our company, testimonials, blog. That's showing up right there. Let's say for some reason you wanted the testimonials to go up there. It's just as simple as dragging and dropping, clicking save. You can see it saved it. I'm just going to go ahead and refresh, and then you can see testimonials moved. So awesome. You can control what your site looks like. Let's say you wanted different links in there. Let's say you wanted your contact us page to be in there for some reason, even though we already put it at the top of your site for you. So your contact us page is now added in there. You just save. Just go ahead and refresh your site, and your contact us page is added in there now. Same thing. You can move stuff around. Let's say you wanted to make your contact us page a sub menu under our company. You just drag it there so it's a sub menu. Click save. And what you're seeing right here is this. I mean, this is truly why we wanted to build the site so they have full control. Because that was one of the big complaints a lot of people had was, man, I don't have control over my website. We can't change the links. We can't change the colors, all that kind of stuff. So you can see right here, I just made that link. It's a sublink. Do whatever you want to do. You can create your own pages. You can password protect pages if you wanted to password protect your private lender stuff. All kinds of stuff, guys and gals. Let's see if there's anything else. Properties. I haven't shown you this yet. So the properties listing thing, and once again, this is a little demo site. So, let's go to, I think he's got a property in here. I'm not sure. Actually, let's go. I'm going to go to a main demo. This is like a demo site of ours again. This is kind of like the main company credibility site, but we're actually coming out with a whole new design for the main company credibility site that you can choose from that looks different, because we had some people saying, man, I love the design, it's clean, but I want it to be different. So we're coming out with a new one. But let's go ahead and go to properties, and I'm going to show you our property listing engine. It looks really slick and cool. So someone comes here, you list your properties really easily. It's just a little property listing wizard, and you can put a picture there. I just put a random picture there. It's on my computer. You name it. Of course, it wants to be a call to action. We put all the information, pertinent, quick information about it there. Then the user comes and clicks through. So let's say you're marketing this on Craigslist, or you send it out through Twitter or social media or your email. So normally I would take that out. I just threw that in there. You can do anything you want as far as what you want this page to look like. So you can put a video up here. You can put pictures. We leave you a bunch of space to put content so you can sell the property. And then we give you the Facebook like. We're adding in the Google Plus here shortly. Then we got the property details right here so the buyer can come look. Photo gallery, upload as many different photos as you want. And these are pretty cool little things. So if you want people to see the street view, you can just go ahead and click street view, and they can see the actual property. So this is like a really, really cool feature that I just grabbed a random address. So the house that we're looking at is behind the bushes. But your buyers can now come and see. They can look down the street. They can look across the street. They can see what the neighborhood's like before they make an offer, so they can see if they like it. Or we've got the Google map too, so they can do that, and they can get directions and whatnot. And like I said, guys and gals, what we're seeing is what we give you by stock. but we give you a bunch of other graphics you can choose from. You can use your own graphics, put your own videos in. You can make your own squeeze pages. You can use your own email opt-in form if you want, or use our forms. All kinds of stuff. So there's a bunch more to go. And if you want more questions about REI Theme, you want me to give you a deeper demo, just email me at Trevor@thereitheme.com. And I got to get going. I told my wife I was going to be home by 7, so I'm already way past that. But a couple more questions. What about other social media? Yeah, so Stuart, right now we have Facebook in there. We're about 3 weeks out to getting LinkedIn, Twitter, and Google+. So that is something we'll add in. Once we do, you'll get it on your sites automatically. So thanks, guys and gals. I appreciate y'all staying with me. That was a lot of stuff. Once again, if you want to get that squeeze page template, the one that's a really crazy good converting template, go to thereibrain.com/cashbuyers.html, and then just right click and save that to your computer, and it's yours. Give that to your web guy or use it. You got to know a little bit of HTML to get the opt-in form code in there. Or if you want to do it the easy way, little shameless plug here. If you want to do it the easy way, join REI Theme. We're going to have that one in the system for you. So let me pop this up to see if I missed anything. Fly through this. Once again, here's some of the stuff that you'll get. And give us a little bit of time to fulfill this, because we've got a bunch of stuff we got to do here. So once again, $95. Then you'll go through and choose how much you want to pay based on how many websites you want. All you got to do is go to www.reitheme.com/15. Fork your $95 over, and then we'll get connected with you on that. So thanks, guys. I got a text message from my brother who said that he saw orders come through, but honest, I have no clue how many came through. So as long as you get your $95 through tonight, what we'll do is, as long as you get your $95 through tonight, we'll take you. Like I said, we're gonna limit the Facebook deal, the Facebook fan page, to 10, because we've got a lot of physical expense in that. But if you're in tonight, you'll get this beta offer. Otherwise, if you don't get in tonight, that's totally cool, because we're going to come out with, the new and improved version of REI Theme probably in a few months. Then you can join then, or you can go to reitheme.com right now and get a $1 trial and go it on your own. We have video tutorials that walk you through how to do everything, but you have to pay a bunch extra for us to do it for you, and you're not going to get all the bonuses I just talked about tonight. So we just want to make it easier for investors to get kick-butt web presences, so you can stop worrying about the web stuff as much and start worrying about the results. So thanks, guys. Hit me with questions if you got them still. Hit me with a big old yes, awesome, whatever it is. Throw me some awesome vibes right now as we head out. And I'm gonna head home, grab some dinner with the parents. I gotta go to Subway and get some sandwiches for my wife. So awesome. Thanks, Mike. Thanks everybody for coming on, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.